It is state championship time from Conway, Arkansas, on the beautiful campus of the University of Central Arkansas. The 1A state championship from Bear Stadium, the Westside Eagles and the Taylor Tigers, as we welcome you to the booth. JB Brazil alongside Kevin Bohannon and the rest of our Arkansas PBS Sports crew. We're glad you're with us. Gonna be a fun one today. Westside coming in with a 27-3 record. Taylor 22-4. Only one team's gonna come away with the win, and Westside's hoping that they can get the job done, looking for their first ever state title in school history. They got a guy on the mound, an ace on ace, a senior that can really shove.
Yeah, Jacob Carlton comes into the day with a 10-1 record on the season, 1.19 ERA. He's done it at the plate too, JB. 539 on the season, 43 RBIs. Should be a great game.
Carlton, the guy on the mound for the Eagles, and then for the Taylor Tigers, they look to a senior as well, Waylon Woodell.
Yeah,
he's got a really good arm.
Absolutely. He's 8-0 in the season, 0.72 ERA. He's also done it at the plate, 526 on the season, 3 home runs, 43 RBIs. You can't get a better matchup than this. 10 a.m., first game of the day for the weekend of champions.
It all comes down to this. Taylor looking to make history themselves. They've won plenty of state titles, but they're looking to make it a three-peat, something they haven't done, and it'd be big for them today as they try to knock off the Eagles.
That's exactly right. They've gone back-to-back in 04-05 and 08-09. This is their third shot at a three-peat.
Well, we are glad you're with us, getting closer and closer to the first pitch. Kevin, you've been around the game a long time. You've umpired, as a matter of fact, in state championship atmospheres. There's a couple of umpires we want to recognize as we look at our crew. Mitch Ford will be behind the plate, John Hannon at first base, and Rosh Shiree. But there's one of these umpires who's been around the game a long time. He'll be honored with his final game of his career.
That's exactly right, JB. Mitch Ford behind the plate, 30 years as an umpire. This will be his last game behind the plate. We're looking forward to it. We're getting ready for first pitch.
Well, here we go. The 1A state title game from Conway, Arkansas. And the first pitch, we are underway. It misses downstairs from Waddell, 75 degrees at first pitch, 10:04. The official start time. Eagles, the visiting team, with the road green. And the white pants, Taylor with a nice black tops, blue numerals, blue lettering, and blue pinstripes. They look for their third consecutive state title. Westside trying to make history and take home their first crown. As the leadoff hitter loops one to center field, it's a bloop single for Brooks Hip, the leadoff hitter for the Eagles, and Westside starts this one off with a base hit.
Tell you what, JB, Brooks Hip, a long lineage. His family, his brother Dax Hip graduated from the Eagles last year. Brooks Hip, and then his cousin Bo Hip. The Hip name is really popular in Greers Ferry.
The Eagles, that was Brooks Hip who led things off. Keegan Towle standing in now. Jacob Carlton to follow. Chandler Smith, Ty Hewitt, Grayson Enzer, and the bottom third, Bo Hip, Landon Dotson, and Dylan Strain. So we'll try a pickoff move to first before we get the pitch to Keegan Towle. As you take a look there on your screen, Ty Wallace will be in defensively at second base for Westside. Waddell missing there. Leadoff hitter reached on a single to center field. Brooks Hip.
Taylor has to be conscious of Hip at first. He's got 43 stolen bases on the season.
He can absolutely move on the base pass. Hip, a sophomore, but a very talented player. Plays on a great showcase team in the state, one of the quickest hands on the team as well. Keegan Towle, a .378 average, 33 RBIs, as you mentioned. He's got a hitter's count. Takes his strike right there.
Yeah, it's really important early in the game. Both of these pitchers have got to find out where the strike zone is going to be, and they'll adjust from there. Mitch Ford, one of the best in the state. He'll give a good, consistent zone all game.
That was fouled off on the inside part.
Yeah, it looks like we had a little hit and run there, JB. Not surprising early on. Coach Shane Davis for Westside wants to put the pressure on these Taylor Tigers early in the game.
Keegan Towle can pitch the ball as well. We might see him later, hoping, Coach Davis
Right.
hoping they don't have to with Carlton, of course, but threw a complete game against Midland with 9 strikeouts. earlier in the state tournament as they check back on Brooks Hip over at first base.
Yeah, Westside, of course, avenging that first game loss to Midland this season. Midland won that game 12-11. Westside got them when it mattered most in the state tournament.
They are really trying to pay attention to Brooks Hip over at first, and you talked about his speed. That's why.
Yeah, and you talk about managing a running game. It's not just about throwing strikes for these pitchers. They got to manage a running game, their holds, various looks.
There's a chopper to the left side of the infield, foul. So it'll remain a 2-strike count to Keegan Tao. Back-to-back sophomores to lead off the order for Westside. Then it leads way to the senior Jacob Carlton. He's a really good bat waiting in the on-deck circle. Taylor would like to face him with only a runner on and 1 out, or better than that, a double play ball, but they certainly don't want him to bat with a 2-2 count here to Keegan Tao. They don't want him to bat with runners at first and second, nobody out, I can guarantee you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. With 44 RBIs in the season, yeah, get those runners off the base.
2-2, ground ball up the middle, could be 2. They'll flip to second for 1. Wasn't quite hit sharply enough to get the double play, but Vandenberg, a great defensive play, gets the sure out on the flip to second base for the first out of the ball game.
Yeah, good flip right there. Slower hit ground ball right there, but second baseman did a great job of getting the turn, just wasn't quite quick enough.
Let's take a look at Taylor defensively. Jacob Vandenberg at short made that play, but it's Hosley, Vandenberg, Smith, and Humphreys from left to right on the infield. Jones, Aycock, and Downs from left to right in the outfield. Mason Lindsay, the catcher, Waylon Waddell, the senior pitcher for Taylor. So, hey, they got what they wanted. They face Carlton now with a runner aboard and only 1 out.
Tell you what, Jacob Carlton is impressive. He's 6'2", about 195, 200. He looks like he could be playing for the UCA Bears out here.
He's got a good bat as well. This is a big ballpark.
Yeah,
it's a pitcher's friend.
Yeah, very tough to get it out of here. Last weekend with Austin Peay playing here, they're the leading home run hitting team in college baseball right now in Division I, and I think they only hit 3 for the weekend. That was big. So, yeah, not many, only 1 last year in the state tournament finals.
But if there's a hitter that Mike could do it, Carlton's 1. There's 2 for Taylor, Humphreys and Waddell, that have the power. But you really got to get a hold of one to knock one out here in the state title game. Top of the first, if you're just joining us. Taylor, the home team, Waylon Waddell on the bump. A leadoff single began things Brooks Hip, but a fielder's choice ground out by Towell was the first out of the game as that one's popped foul down the line. Right fielder coming in, and Caleb Downs in foul ground has room. And they get out number 2, a dangerous out as they retire Jacob Carlton.
Yeah, that couldn't have worked out for Waddell better in that situation. Really good job of pounding the strike zone in that outer half. That looks like where he's going to work for most of the game. This Westside lineup is full of right-handed hitters except for Hip at the top of the lineup, so he's going to stay on that outer half, looks like.
Cleanup hitter for the Eagles, Channer Smith, the backstop. Stands in with a runner at first and 2 gone, and he takes a fastball strike at the knees.
Yeah, Coach Davis told us before the game, look, Carlton likes throwing to Smith behind the plate, so they did a little shuffling. Brooks Hip is their best shortstop, so defensively they're going to have their best lineup on the field today.
Westside, a lot of youth in the lineup. Channer Smith, one of only 2 seniors on the team, he and Carlton. The rest are underclassmen. But he falls behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Waddell giving up the leadoff hit, got the ground out the fly out of Carlton, and he's worked very good pounding the zone against the cleanup hitter Smith. Fouled at the plate to stay alive. Waddell's not shying away from the plate. He's attacking. That's what you want to do in a state title game. He's been here before, his 3rd time as a matter of fact, and he's doing exactly what you want him to do if you're Coach Fowler.
Yeah, a little different role this year. He didn't pitch very much last season. They wanted him to come in, be the ace this year. That's exactly what he's done.
Trying to get him to chase. Runner on the move to second base, and he swipes the bag, so it comes with 2 outs. But Keegan Towell swipes the bag. The sophomore will be at second base, and now a base hit for Smith could break the scoreless tie.
That's right. A little gamesmanship right there by Coach Davis. That was the delayed steal. Where you shuffle, shuffle, go for a little baseball terminology there. Really good decision right there by Coach Davis.
Waddell trying to keep the runner at second, and he'll do it. Swing and a miss on the high heat. Waddell strands a runner, gives up a hit, but it's Taylor that will bat with all things square at 0 in the bottom of the first.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
There's this extraterrestrial quality to sperm whales. Join me, and together we'll turn back the pages of Earth's past to reveal the amazing wonders beneath our feet.
There's a lot more going on behind the scenes than you might expect.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
1, 2, 3, turn it up! Whoa. It's going up in here! Let's go!
Support for Arkansas PBS Sports comes from Wendy's. Wendy's Cinnabon Pull Apart and Vanilla Frosty Cream Cold Brew available today at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Well, the Taylor Tigers putting up a 0 spot in the top of the first as they held Westside scoreless, and they look to get the bats rolling. They'll start things off, well, with none other than Waylon Waddell, the pitcher, trying to help himself out. Austin Aycock to follow. Mason Lindsay will bat third. Batting cleanup, Jesse Humphreys, another hitter in the Taylor lineup with some power. Tucker Smith bats fifth, plays second. Caleb Downs will bat in the sixth hole. Aiden Hosley will bat in the seventh spot. Batting eighth is Wade Barton. And rounding out the lineup, that's a really good left fielder in the nine hole, Jasper Jones. Jacob Vandenberg will play at shortstop defensively and will not bat.
Yeah, Waylon Waddell had 2 hits last year in the state championship game against Mount Ida. He swings it from the left side. That's what you want. You want your senior leader coming in, leading off the game. Did a really good job. He worked around that first at bat, hit by hip a while ago. Taylor's only lost 1 in-state game this year. That's to Murfreesboro. Really close game. And the other game, Coach Fowler does a great job of loading his schedule up with out-of-state teams. They played Vian, Oklahoma, Dale, Oklahoma, who's one of the best small school teams in the state of Oklahoma.
Well, Waylon Waddell, one of the better hitters in the lineup, but he'll face a good pitcher. Jacob Carlton with a 10-1 record, a 1.19 ERA. It really is ace on ace. But I think both pitchers would say they're facing one of the toughest lineups they're going to face all year.
That's exactly right. And Carlton, he's going to work his fastball anywhere from 85 to, he's been up to 88 this year. Really good changeup away from lefties. We'll see if he can establish that pitch early in this game.
Waylon Waddell, a very good hitter to start things off on a 23-game hitting streak in the state tournament. He has been a handful, 8 for 10 with 8 RBIs, drawn a couple of walks. He's got 3 long balls on the year. You don't see that a lot from a leadoff guy, but Waddell, he is one of the best leadoff hitters in the state.
Yeah, anytime you can have a batting average over 500, I don't care what classification you're at, JB, that's big time.
And you called it, 526 average. He's got a hitter's count. He's going to be digging in for a fastball. And he rips that one right back through the box. A leadoff single to begin the home half of the first. So both teams put the leadoff man aboard. Waddell with a sharply hit base hit through the box to get things going.
Yeah, you talk about sitting fastball right there. Waddell's been in that situation so many times throughout his 4-year career for the Tigers. Got what he was looking for, drove it back up the middle. Didn't have to do too much right there. Just drive it back where it came from. Right back up the box to get the Tigers going here.
Sets things up for a junior, Austin Aycock, the center fielder for the Tigers. Aycock hitting .329 on the year with 24 RBIs. He's been a little bit of a slump in the state tournament, though. Only 1 for 7 with a couple of runs driven in, but he does jobs like this. Bunting it down the right side, foul, however. Tried to get it. That ball's fair. It's a tough play. Just a long strike for him.
Yeah, you want to keep first base side going right there. Make sure you're pulling that pitcher off. You might get in a no man's lane right there where you get first baseman, pitcher colliding. May get a bunt single out of it. Looked like what he was trying to do.
Taylor, nonetheless, likely going to try to move Waddell up if at all possible. He's got good speed as well over at first base. Boy, when you have a guy like that to start off a ball game, though, he gets on base just about almost half the time, a little over half the time. Makes it really difficult. Squaring to bunt, pulling back is Aycock to run the count even.
Yeah, some of the on-base percentages that you'll see this weekend. Talk about Slade Caldwell for Valley View at a 706 clip. These guys in the game today, you got Waddell, Carlton, about 60% of the time they're getting on base.
Aycock at the plate. He's got good speed as well. Very athletic, a dual sport athlete. Also plays basketball for the Tigers. Bunts this one. It was up high. It's going to land foul again. Trying to help him out a little bit. Carlton with the high heat. That's tough to get down, and I think Aycock might have helped him out a little bit.
That's exactly right. You know, he did a really good job of getting the barrel above the ball. That's one of the things you talk about when you're wanting to bunt for a hit or sacrifice bunt. Make sure you don't drop that barrel of that bat down too much or you're going to get a pop-up. So it'll be interesting to see if they try it again right here.
With 2 strikes, will he still square? He is, pulls it back, and it's high. But you could tell they're confident with Aycock with a 2-strike count. For those at home that don't know, if you bunt and it's foul with 2 strikes, he's out.
That's exactly right. And, you know, 2-hole hitter, you want a guy that can handle the bat, handle the barrel, maintain that barrel integrity throughout the zone. And like Coach Fowler said, Aycock's the one that can do it for us. He's that second table setter behind Waddell.
Coach Fowler likes having his runner at first base. He talked about the middle part of the game. Carlton up and in, rushed him. A plunk of Aycock, and there's 2 aboard.
Yeah, unfortunate situation right there. Maybe nerves getting to the big man a little bit. Carlton right there just kind of let it go, kind of went up and inside, got Aycock on the back right there.
But you could see Aycock, when he was squaring to bunt, though, he had his right hand almost near where the barrel was.
That's exactly right.
He was going to try to make sure he got that bunt down.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Somebody that can control the barrel in that 2-hole.
Now the three-spot Mason Lindsay steps in. Tigers have a little something brewing. They've got the bats coming up. The catcher, Lindsay, hitting .366 on the year, 3 doubles, 22 runs driven in. He leads the team with 27 walks, and he's got a 2-0 count to work with.
Tell you what, JB, it's a family affair for the Lindsay family. Of course, Dad is coach right here. But Mason's sister is also the catcher for the Taylor Tigers softball team, who will be going for their 7th straight state championship this weekend.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The success that the Taylor Tigers have had, really in both sports, softball especially, but baseball over the last handful of years have really gotten going. They won their first title in 2004. They won 2 in a row, 04, 05, won 2 in a row, and again in 08 and 09. They've split 1 air in 13. They've won the last 2 last 2 years, 22 and 23, trying to make it a 3-peat, first time in school history. And as we mentioned, Westside going for their first ever state title in school history. After the mound visit, seems to work. Carlton settles things down and finds a strike right down the middle.
Yeah, JB, there's an old coach's tale out there that 85% of the time when a coach visits the mound, the next pitch is going to be a strike. Coach Davis went with that right there.
Still a hitter's count for Lindsay. He's bunting, bunts it to the right side. It's good enough to do a job. Carlton corrals it himself and tags Lindsay moving to first, but the sacrifice hit puts 2 in scoring position for one of the best power hitters in the lineup, Jesse Humphreys.
Yeah, Jesse Humphreys, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs in their first round win over Bradford. Taylor scored 17 runs that game. They were down 6-0 early. They scored 17 straight runs. Humphreys was a big key in that.
Look at the Eagles defensively. Ty Hewitt, Brooks Hip, Ty Wallace, and Bo Hip from left to right on the infield. And then Keegan Town, Grayson Enzer, Dylan Strain from left to right in the outfield. Chandler Smith, the catcher. And Jacob Carlton, the pitcher. Humphreys, a lefty who can absolutely drive the baseball. Humphreys, 3 home runs, 44 RBIs on the year. Ground ball up the middle, base hit, 2 will score. Taylor strikes first on the base hit from Humphreys, and the Tigers are out in front 2-0.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Fowler wanted to happen this game. These guys, they've been here before. Jump out early, you got a 2-0 lead, only 1 out. They can really do some damage this inning, JB.
Humphreys didn't try to do too much. It's a line ground ball, base hit up the middle.
Really advanced approach right there. Like you said, didn't try to do too much. That ball was on the outer half. He just drove it right back up the middle. Didn't try to drive it too far, just did his job, got the runners in.
So now runner at first, 1 gone for Tucker Smith. Smith, the Tigers' second baseman, hitting .318 on the year, 5 doubles, 12 runs driven in. Smith's freshman hit in the middle of the lineup since day 1. Now, he did miss a week with a broken face, and
right.
You heard me right.
Yeah,
had a bone
face.
break in his face. Yeah, and so he was out for a bit. That's why he's wearing the cage there on his batting helmet. You might see that cage on his face. It's for that very reason.
Yeah, I tell you what, JB, the freshmen and sophomores, no matter if you go back 2-3 years, they always come out swinging the bat. Very aggressive for Taylor.
And certainly the case for Smith. Pops this one up in foul ground, though. First baseman and pitcher collide, but it'll be Bo Hipp, the first baseman, who makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, situation right there. Fielders, they have overcall priority on that. Carlton being aggressive right there. Like you said, Jacob knows better than that, but adrenaline gets going. He wants to go get the ball, make that out, get it going.
Sometimes you're a little too locked
That's
in.
right.
You want to make the play a little too much. Carlton certainly frustrated with giving up the 2 runs, but hey, you're facing a Taylor lineup, one of the best in all of 1A. As Caleb Downs, the right fielder, standing in with a 1-0 count. Downs a .371 hitter. 3 doubles, 17 runs driven in. Coach Fowler talks about his junior, says he does everything we ask of him. One of those do-it-all kind of guys, whatever the team needs. That one gets away from the catcher. Pass ball upstairs. Moves a runner into scoring position again. So Taylor's not done yet, and that's what this lineup can do. They've got hitters 1 through 9. If there's runners in scoring position, they're always a threat to driving a run.
That's right. You can see right there, Chandler Smith hasn't been behind the plate very much. That may be one of those things about repetitions.
That's a good call there. Chandler Smith moving into the catcher's spot. You know, Coach Davis wasn't sure how he wanted his lineup to look. Inserted Smith because that's who Carlton felt most comfortable with, but he hadn't been back there whole often.
That's right. And Carlton, you want him to be as comfortable as he can be today.
Drawing the walk is Caleb Downs, so that'll lead way for Aiden Hosley, the Tiger third baseman. He'll bat with runners at first and second. 2 gone.
JB, one thing we've seen so far, Carlton's been he's been up in the zone quite a bit. And he's got to get used to that turf mound out there wearing spikes or molds. He's got to get used to getting downhill.
Hosley takes the high strike. Coach Fowler talked about his third baseman, said he might be the smallest third baseman in the nation, but he plays way bigger than his size, and he said he trusts him over there with the best of them. But he's right, you don't really see a lot of small frame third basemen, but if you got a good glove and you got good range, might as well.
That's exactly right. You think back to some of the really good third basemen in high school baseball. Caden Wallace comes to mind, 6'1", 200. You know, they're big guys over there at the hot corner.
That one missing outside to Hosley.
Carlton really wanted that one. Chandler Smith right there, if he can hold that on the outside, may have a little bit better shot at getting that call.
Hosley, the second best hitter in terms of the state tournament, went 4 for 7 with 3 runs driven in, and he swings and misses here, though. Carlton works around the damage, but the Tigers get on the board with 2. They're up 2-0. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Want to see even more Arkansas stories? Subscribe to Arkansas PBS on YouTube for original productions, extras from your favorite local programs, behind-the-scenes videos, and our exclusive coverage of high school sports. All available on demand and all Arkansas made. Don't miss out on more great Arkansas stories. Subscribe now.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
We never gonna stop.
The Arkansas Department of Health is proud to support The Arkansas Department of Health is proud to support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS Sports. Escape the vape. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
Waylon Waddell out for his second inning of work, and he helped his team out, led things off, helped himself out, as a matter of fact. He ended up scoring in the bottom of the first for Taylor Tigers to give him a 2-0 lead. The big base hit from Jesse Humphreys was the story of that inning. It'll be Ty Hewitt, Grayson Enzer, and Bo Hipp to lead things off for Westside in the top of the second. And that one nearly hit. Ty Hewitt coming up and in.
Yeah, Waddell's been pretty consistent right there. That did hit him, didn't it? No, it didn't.
I thought it did, but it looks like it just went behind him.
Yeah, just missed him.
There's a strike from Waddell to even things up at a ball and a strike. Both teams with a base hit, at least one hit. They're in there, each of their first innings, but it was Taylor that capitalized, and Waddell pounding the zone again. He's ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gonna have to protect. That one's yanked foul down the left field line. Hey, anytime a ball's pitched around, up and in, and you get around on it, you can really get some power. That's what Hewitt did. It jumped off the bat, but it was well fouled.
That's exactly right. And that left field line, if there's gonna be a ball hit out this weekend, it's probably gonna be down the lines.
The 2-2 caught him looking. Waddell with the backwards K of Hewitt to begin the top of the second.
You can tell Waddell right now, 95% strike fastballs right now. He's going after the bottom half of this Westside lineup. Look at it right here. Just going right after him. He's just going to try to overpower the bottom half of this lineup.
Grayson Enzer stands in this time, and he stands in for one pitch. It clipped him up and in. The hit by pitch will put the Eagles center fielder aboard, and Bo Hipp, the first baseman, will stand in.
A lot of time, if you see right-handers getting hit by a right-handed pitcher, that arm is dragging just a little bit. Waddell needs to get out front with that release point.
Bo Hipp, the Eagles' first baseman, swings to the first pitch, line drive, base hit, center field. They're going to hold the runner at second. Aycock was playing Hipp to push in the outfield, so he had to slide to keep that ball from getting away from him.
Yeah, Hipp did a great job of getting to that ball. The ball was middle out right there, stayed right to it, and that ball could have been dangerous if it would have gotten the gap out there.
First and second now for the Eagles. Landon Dodson, the Westside designated hitter, standing in with a chance to put the Eagles on the board. And Waddell misses down and away. Going back to Bo Hipp, though, Coach Davis talked about his play at first base. Said he made some really big plays in the regional tournament that they likely aren't playing today. If he doesn't have so many good defensive plays at first base, his bat coming through big there on that previous play, though.
Yeah, we talked about the Hipp family earlier in the broadcast. Bo Hipp is the cousin of Brooks Hipp, so the Hipp family, a lot of baseball tradition up there in Greers Ferry.
And then Brooks' older brother,
Dax, yep,
was a great athlete for Westside as well.
Really good two-sport athlete.
Swing and a miss again. They throw behind the runner at first. They've got him in a rundown. They'll go to third down, trying to get that lead runner. And everybody is safe. Eagles catch a break. The snapback throw to first. They nearly got the runner napping, but Westside able to scramble out of what could have been a disastrous inning.
Yeah, Lindsey, a really good defensive catcher, and that's the situation to where you want to go for that snap throw to first, because the runner usually gets a big lead out there. He fell asleep on that one and got very fortunate to get back to the bag.
Well, if you could tell, Grayson Enzer at second base was eyeing Bo Hipp at first, kind of giving him the signal, hey, keep your eyes on me. If I'm not going, you don't go. You mirror what I'm doing, but also be careful not to be too far off the bag as well. Hitter standing in, and that one's fouled back, trying to stay alive is Landon Dodson.
Yeah, like we mentioned, Waddell going heavy fastball right here towards the bottom of this Westside lineup. Stay down in the zone right here, maybe get a 2-ball.
Dodson hitting .261 with 11 RBIs on the year. He'd love to make it 12 right here. Waddell would like to get the strikeout. Up and in, nearly hit Dodson. That's certainly not what Waddell wants to do. He didn't want to put bases loaded. Nearly hit, nearly got away from him after that 1-2 count.
That's exactly right. One out in the inning right here. This next pitch, we got a lot riding on this right here.
This is a very big at bat. Dodson chases the high fastball. Pop up into shallow left field. Jasper Jones with the cap flying off. Maintains the composure, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
Big pitch right there. You talked about, elevating in the zone with 2 strikes. Get that pop up, because you can do that in this park. And I don't care what classification you're in. You'll see a lot of pitchers this weekend elevating fastballs on the 2-strike count. Waddell did it in the first inning for the third out to get the strikeout right there. Got the pop out for the second out.
It all rides on Dylan Strain for Westside if the inning is going to continue. And he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Strain at .237 hitter, 10 runs driven in. He only has 2 years playing baseball in his life, and he made a game-saving catch to win the regionals with the bases loaded. Talk about a guy who hadn't played baseball very long. He certainly makes it look really good.
Yeah, you talk about the semifinal win over Nemo Vista was a shootout, 12-10. Westside getting back to the title game for the first time since 2021. Got to have these kids that in pressure situations come up that may not have had that happen to them earlier in the season.
Going to have to protect, though, now is Strain with an 0-2 count. Swings and misses, and Waddell works around 2 base runners to keep the Eagles off the board. Taylor up 2-0 to the bottom of the second, trying to add to it. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Today can be a new beginning.
Bright things ahead, darling. Brightness and joy.
That's genuinely classy.
I just want to be right here in this moment with you.
You set kind of a high bar.
I'm just getting started.
Television will never be the same again.
Magnificent.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family. And part of taking care of them is using a bank that takes care of us. That's why I use Centennial Bank, a strong institution for an uncertain economy. I know them and I trust them. They have a strong financial foundation, which means that my money and our future is never in doubt. Life is busy, and there's plenty of things to worry about. My bank isn't one of them.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Of the second here at Bear Stadium on the campus of Central Arkansas. We're glad you're with us. I'm JB Brazil alongside Kevin Bohannon. Taylor looking for a three-peat. They're leading 2-0 Westside, trying to win their first state title in school history. And for the Tigers, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Barton, Jones, and then Waddell at top of the lineup will be due up in the inning. Second inning will work for Jacob Carlton, the senior. And he misses downstairs for ball one.
Carlton did a great job that first inning. First 3 batters getting on base right there, had a sac bunt. Was able to work out of it without too much damage.
It could have been worse, you're right.
Yep.
Was able to keep it a 2-0 contest. The 1-1's chopped to the left side, gonna have to hurry. Nice play from Hewitt. His throw across is in time, and the leadoff batter is retired on a harmless ground ball.
That's what we talked about over there at the hot corner, JB. Good hands, good soft hands, good strong throw right there.
Now Jasper Jones will step in. The Tigers left fielder. Jones hitting .240 on the air, swings to the first pitch and fouls it away. He was 2 for 5 in the state tournament, but the 2 hits he got was a 2 for 2 day in the semis against St. Joe's. He drove in 4 runs. He was monumental in the win against the Bulldogs to get here to the championship game. He's a fastball hunter. Coach says he likes to hunt the fastball. If you're going to come with the heater, he's likely swinging.
Yeah, and St. Joe's threw Nicholas French, who won the top left-handed pitchers in Class 1A. Taylor just jumped all over him, got him out by the 4th inning, ended up run rule game.
That one missing downstairs. A hitter's count now to Jones. Carlton trying not to lose him. 3 balls, 1 strike. You don't want to put a runner aboard with William Waddell waiting on deck. So Carlton trying to pound, comes up and in. It hit him, doesn't matter. And Jasper Jones aboard with a hit by pitch. The lineup flipping over, and Taylor's got the right guys coming up.
That's exactly right. Waddell, of course, had that big hit lead off the game for the Taylor Tigers in the bottom of the 1st inning. One thing we haven't seen, JB, neither of these pitchers have gone to their off-speed very much. Maybe they need to mix that in there a little bit. Maybe they can get their command of that fastball back.
Waddell, the lefty, singled his first time up. Delayed steal and a swipe for Jasper Jones. That will put now a runner in scoring position for Waddell. So Waddell and Aycock will both get chances to make it a 3-0 game.
Taylor's doing a really good job of picking up Carlton's looks. That they've already picked up something on the pitcher to where they can start stealing bags at will.
That one gets away from the catcher, Chandler Smith, and now all Waddell's got to do with the runner at third is hit something up the middle or a fly ball to the outfield and drive it in a run.
That's exactly right. And he's already in a hitter's count, being 2-0 right here. So Carlton needs to settle down, maybe take a breath, get back, establish the strike zone.
That one missing up and away again. Carlton really seeming to have problems against Waddell, and it might be one of those where he's not wanting to come in close with first base open. Might not be a terrible idea necessarily to work around him.
Yeah, live to fight another day. That's what we like to say. Live to fight another day. Get to the next one.
Carlton missing down and away on the 3-0, and indeed might have been one of those intentional walks to Waddell.
That's exactly right. Now you may see something, first and third defense, first and third offense right here. Coach Fowler, they're really big on first and third offense, maybe get a delayed steal, something that might could happen. You can have the runner leave early, but with no outs right here, they're going to do their best to get out of a double play situation.
Austin Aycock was hit by a pitch his first time up. 329 hitter. Takes the first pitch downstairs, gets away, runner from third coming in to score. He is safe. Moving to third, Waddell, did they get him? He overran third, but they tagged him. A nice job by the shortstop, Brooks Hip, to recover and come over and make the tag.
That's one thing you're going to see early on. These players over-sliding these bags. They're not used to sliding on turf. They're used to sliding on dirt. One thing that we always talk to our kids about during showcase baseball, slide early. Spikes may get caught, but if they're going in head first, really good chance they're going to overslide the bag like Waddell did there at third base.
That was Ty Hewitt, that stayed over there at third base to make that catch. So Aycock doesn't even have to do the job. Bases are empty, 2 gone now. And quite frankly, a little bit of a break that they got Waddell over at third, because it could still be 1 out runner at third and a chance for Aycock to add to it.
That's exactly right. They got very fortunate right there.
That ball missing outside. Carlton's command a little bit, and I think it goes back to when Waddell got on base. He had to keep looking at him at first. Mentally kind of seemed to play the mental game is what Coach Fowler wanted to do. Get them away from pitching to the batter, get something else in the back of your mind, and I think Carlton's just struggled with command ever since.
Yeah, he hasn't looked comfortable going out of that slide step, and if you're 1-6 or slower to the plate, which Carlton would be with a leg kick, it's going to be tough for him to keep runners from going.
There's a hot shot towards the hole at short. Hip going to have a long throw. It's on the money. And Westside gets out of the inning without any more coming across. But Taylor playing some small ball. They add to the lead. It's 3-0. On to the third. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Arkansas PBS needs to add 2,500 new members by June 30th. If we succeed, we receive a gift of $45,000. We are just over halfway there, but with less than 2 months remaining, we need your help. If you're already a member, thank you. If you're not, your donation moves us one step closer to that $45,000 gift. Visit myarkansaspbs.org and donate today.
Attention sports enthusiasts. Get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
Three to nothing. Taylor on top in the top of the third. Tigers adding 2 runs in the first. They got a run an inning ago. Westside still trying to get on the board, but they're hoping they've got the right guys due up in the inning. It'll be top of the lineup. Brooks Hip, Keegan Talon, Jacob Carlton. Chandler Smith bats if anybody reaches.
Yeah, one of the big things we talked about, JB, is Taylor's been here before. They've been here the last 3 years. Westside hasn't, so you can kind of see early on the team that's more comfortable is come out and playing with that confidence.
And it plays big in games like this. I think baseball more than any other sport, you really have to be on. You could be the quote-unquote the better team statistically on paper, but it's which team shows up the day that it matters most. And Taylor's been here a lot, so that helps. They can kind of clear the jitters. Westside hasn't.
That's exactly right.
So Waylon Waddell out for his 3rd inning of work. Brooks Hip, who led the game off with a single in the top of the first, was unable to come across and score. He'll stand in with a 1-0 count.
Yeah, Hip has a bright future, JB. I'm just telling you. Looking at that swing, he looks a lot like his older brother. Very compact, short to the ball. Very good middle infielder, very good hands.
Standing in from the left side, Waddell, the righty. That one missing up and away with a fastball. Trying to get him to chase. That one's just not as close to being enticing.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to go up and out a little bit, but not that far.
There's a pop-up foul.
Tell you what, Hip has had 2 really good pitches on that inner half, where Waddell he stayed away from right there. Of course, a little bit different for a left-handed hitter. He hasn't quite controlled it to his arm side as well as he has his glove side.
The 2-2 to the Eagle leadoff hitter. Line drive, base hit again for Brooks Hip. He's having a great state title game. Seeing the ball well, back-to-back singles for Hip in consecutive at-bats, and he leads things off in the 3rd.
Yeah, in that situation, you get a 2-strike count. Hip didn't try to roll over. You get a lot of young hitters, especially sophomores. Look at that great job of staying behind the baseball, staying inside of it, driving the baseball to left center field right there. Great attempt by a shortstop. That was a great diving attempt, but Hip just hit that ball a little too hard. That had to be, talk about exit velos and analytics, that 96, 97 off the bat. Maybe next year we'll get some of those analytics up there for us.
Maybe so. We'll have to get to work on that. Certainly part of the game that's evolved a lot more.
That's exactly
the
right.
Exit velo, spin rate, things of that nature. We'll get some TrackMan maybe and get that for you in years to come. Batting now, Keegan Towle, the 2-hole. But you're right, going back to Hip, that ball was hit on the barrel. You could tell by the sound. He crushed that baseball.
Yeah, especially with these BB core bats, the sweet spots are a lot smaller, and you definitely know when it's hit in that sweet spot.
That one swung on and missed. They try to swipe second base, and Hip will do so. That'll put a runner in scoring position for Westside with nobody out.
Yeah, JB, coming into this game, teams were 40 of 46, or 40 of 43 in stolen bases against Mason Lindsay back there. So got to be a little bit quicker at getting to the plate and give him a shot, but no chance to get Hip on that one.
So now Towle going to try to do a job here. At very least wants to move the runner up, as that one misses down and away. Waddell from the stretch with a runner at second base, nobody out. They'll try to check on Hip, but he throws it away. But there's a good glove out there in center field. I don't think that Hip really wanted to test the arm of Austin Aycock, especially with the outfield playing in a little bit.
Yeah, they're playing in UCA, the outfield here. It is the big green ocean, especially the center field, so you'll get that center fielder playing up quite a bit right here. It's one of the small things, JB, on pickoff plays, making sure all of your guys are moving to where they need to be.
There's a foul. That one gets stuck underneath the padding behind home plate.
Yeah, and if you look at the outfield for Taylor right now, they are shifted way far to the right. They're shifted to right field. The right fielder is almost on the line. Center fielder, he's shaded way towards the right center field gap, and then that left fielder is in the gap out there as well. So they're throwing outside today. That's been their MO so far. expect him not to change too much.
There's a fly ball into center field, medium depth. Aycock now coming in will have plenty of room to make the grab. Not deep enough to move hit to third, so Towles at bat, not able to do the job.
You know, you talk about the technology with everything. PitchCom is very prevalent in college baseball right now. It goes back to pitch positioning. Where you're calling a pitch is based on where the defense is going to be in their alignment. And you can tell based on the alignment of Taylor right now, they're going to be throwing outside to righties all day long.
Well, and statistically speaking as well, you're less likely for a hitter to get into a ball and make a gap shot, you know, gap to gap. That's where you got power guys like Carlton. This guy's got gap power. You don't want to come inside to him, and he pops up another. Will it stay in play? The catcher, Lindsey, runs out of room. Carlton popped out foul his first time, but he didn't want to do it again.
That's exactly right. Carlton needs to stay calm right here, stay within himself. He's chasing a little bit early. I will say this. Waddell has a little bit of rise, a little bit of tail on that fastball that gets up in the zone. It kind of shows the ability to get up a little bit. It's not a rise ball like in softball, but it shows that.
Certainly tough to square up. Carlton waiting on the 0-1. That one upstairs, so Waddell going back to it. I think he knows Carlton gets big eyes when that ball's up. I mean, clearly as a power hitter, you like it belt high and above.
Yeah.
You can drive it a lot better. It's a lot easier than going down, at least stereotypically for a power guy. So what Waddell's trying to do is keep raising it higher and see if Carlton will go and chase. He popped up the first time on a half fastball. That one's up again, up and in on the swing and miss to Carlton, and he's down in the count 1-2.
Yeah, you're not seeing just a big velo right here with Waddell on the mound. He's probably 81, 82, 83. So you can get on top of that, but as we're showing, it's got late life in the zone. So it's just getting up there and getting it on his hands.
It's tough to pick up when it's that way. The 1-2 popped up again, foul. This one drifting out of play. First baseman raging over. What a catch from Jesse Humphreys. Nearly ran out of room up against the padding, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
What a catch by Humphreys. And we look at it here on the replay right here. One thing about UCA, the foul territories are a lot bigger than a high school field, so you got to get used to that. Hanging over the fence and then the wherewithal to come back in the play with a runner on second. Great job by Humphreys there.
Those are the kind of plays you look back in the major leagues when you see those guys up against the stands and the fans having to catch the ball and then grab some popcorn, as you've seen a lot of the guys do. There's a line drive, base hit over the left third baseman's head. That's going to put Westside on the board. Chandler Smith, the catcher, delivers, and he's into second, diving safely.
Great job by Chandler Smith right there. Fastball inside part of the plate. He got the barrel to it right over the third baseman's head. Hip, of course, was running on contact with 2 outs. Great job. Take a look back at it right here. Gets the barrel out in front. Really good line drive to left field. Like I said, Brooks Hip was running on contact right there. Easy score to get Westside on the board.
That was big, especially after the big momentum play by Humphreys to make that catch. Taylor feels like they're going to get out of the inning unscathed, and now that one driven down the left field line. Fair into the corner for Ty Hewitt. And Taylor, or Westside's cut the lead to 3-2 on the big blow from Ty Hewitt. Back-to-back doubles for Westside, and they're starting to break things into action, cutting the lead to 1.
Yeah, that's the one thing you talked about. If you don't get too high in the zone, which Waddell, it was belt high right there. Taylor did a good job of getting to that ball, getting down left field line. That's the mistake you can find. If your outfield's positioned to pitch on the outside and you accidentally come in, that's where the mistake can happen.
Taylor jumped out in front, 2-0. In the bottom of the first, they added a run. In the second inning, it was 3-0. Westside kind of felt like they had to get something going with the right guys coming up. They do with 2 outs. A couple of really clutch hitting with 2 outs from Chandler Smith and Ty Hewitt.
Yeah, big time there. And, you know, Waddell came into this game with a 0.72 ERA. He hasn't been in a situation like this too much this season.
Coach Shane Davis talked about Ty Hewitt, said he's the hottest hitter on the team of late. Well, he looked at ripping that double all the way into the left field corner. Now Grayson Enzer, who was hit by a pitch his first time up, he'll stand in. A chance to tie things up now with a base hit to the outfield. And that one missing outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Grayson Enzer, so he'll have a hitter's count. A lot of times as a hitter, if you got a count like this after you've seen two teammates crush the ball, sit fastball and try to drive it.
Yeah, and like we talked about, you hear the fans a little bit. That back-to-back pitches about in the same position. Taylor fans think it may be 1-2, but it's a 2-1 count right now.
That ball came over the plate a little bit more. That one's further outside, so that one's not as close. 3-1 to Grayson Enzer, still a hitter's count.
Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake right here in terms of Woodell coming back over the middle. You got first base open. That would allow to get a force at any position if you have to go to the next batter.
3-1 pitch. He comes
got
after him. Good fastball.
Had a balk call right there.
Oh, it was a balk.
Yeah, Woodell rolled right through, didn't come set. Hey. So the count will go back to 3-1, and of course he'll get third base right there. So 3-1 count.
So you talk about the balk call. That's one of the calls in baseball that is really probably the most confusing to a lot of people that don't know. But that one was called because of continuous motion. There was never a set position established.
Yeah,
right?
That's one of the most common calls that you'll get as a pitcher, where you call it rolling through his set position. That's exactly what Woodell did there.
Could come back to bite him if there's a wild pitch or a pass ball. That one swung on and missed. Reminder, though, it was still a 3-1 count because of the balk call. So now the count's full.
That's exactly right, JB. The ball is dead at that point. Runner gets third. You go back to the original count.
Big pitch upcoming. Westside's already added 2 in the inning, trying to do more. Waddell trying to keep that runner at third. Swing and a miss. Waddell with the heat. And Taylor remains on top, 3-2. But Westside coming back in this thing. They cut the lead down to 1 on to the bottom of the third.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Conway Regional Health System is proud to support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS sports. Since 1921, Conway Regional Health System has provided complete healthcare services to growing communities of North Central Arkansas. For more information, visit conwayregional.org.
Well, we're glad you're with us here for the Week of Champions. The 1A state title game. This is the first game of the whole weekend. Taylor and the Westside battling it out. Softball game to follow at 1 p.m. over the softball fields later today. Taylor's in that one as well. But we also want to remind you soccer is going on just across the street here at UCA. That will begin tomorrow for the soccer championships. And leading things off with a ground ball to third, Mason Lindsay. Gonna have to have a nice scoop. And indeed, they get one from Bo Hip over at first. He's got a vacuum over there.
Yeah, we talked about Bo Hip in the state tournament, that game against Nemo Vista, making big defensive plays. That's exactly what happened there. Throw was a little low, but it was good because it was that really good one hop right at the waist where Hip could get it.
So now Jesse Humphrey stands in. He's the hero for Taylor thus far. Drove in 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Quite frankly, his base hit's the difference in the ball game right now.
That's exactly right. You can see Carlton right here really settling in his third inning of work, pounding the strike zone, a little bit more comfortable. He's got a little bit more run support, doing a good job.
There's a swing and a miss from Humphreys, and he'll have to protect the plate.
Looks like Carlton took a little bit off of that. Looked like it might have been a little changeup, had a little good late fade to it.
Swing and a miss. Carlton striking out Humphreys. He's fired up, and 2 are gone in the inning. That was some high cheese from Carlton.
Yeah, and Carlton showing some emotion right there. Get to see it. Yeah.
Look at that glove there by Carlton. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
That's one thing. You get a lot more flexibility in what you can have on the mound right now, and that's one it's definitely colored up.
2 outs in the inning. It'll all be up to Tucker Smith if Taylor's going to do anything in the third. They've scored in each of the last 2 innings. But after Westside's bats came to life, I think that fired up Carlton on the bump.
Yeah, you know, your offense gives you some support right there, and you come out and all you got to do is pound the zone. It's not a 3-0 game anymore. It's 3-2, 1-run game. So he comes out and gets in it. That's exactly what he's done.
Tucker Smith popped up to first base, his first at bat. Looking to find a way aboard with the bases empty and 2 gone. And he's hit by a pitch. That fastball, a little bit of a tail to it. That one came too far inside, and Taylor's got a base runner.
Yeah, he looks like Carlton been throwing a 2-seam all game. It looked like he just had a little bit too much arm side run and got in on him a little bit.
So now Caleb Downs will stand in. Downs walked his first time up. Taylor's the kind of lineup, they can start a 2-out rally in a hurry. They find ways to get on. They'll check on the runner at first in Tucker Smith before Carlton comes home to Caleb Downs. Downs 2 for 7 in the state tournament thus far. 2 runs driven in, hitting .371 with 17 RBIs.
Westside wanting that call right there. That's a little up. That's above the belt, a little above the belt right there. So good call by Mitch Ford back there.
But here's what happens whenever Taylor gets base runners aboard. Tucker Smith got good speed. Carlton having to go check on him a lot. Gets him out of rhythm perhaps a little bit. And that one coming up and in, did it hit him? No.
Hey, kudos to him for trying to sell it. Mitch Ford was not fooled back there. It just hit the catcher's glove back there. So great job.
He's a veteran back there behind the plate. Yeah. He's seen a thing or two.
He's seen it. Now that did get him.
That one was no doubt about it. That one coming too far up and in. Caleb Downs hit by a pitch, so back-to-back plunks by Jacob Carlton, and Taylor's got a chance to add to the 3-2 lead.
What we've seen right here, when Carlton has to go out of that slide step, his arm is dragging way too far behind. That's what's causing everything to run inside on these right-handed hitters. Davis making a second trip out today. Now remember, high school baseball, it's not 2 per inning anymore. You can get 1 per inning out there to go see the pitcher, and I believe you got to pull him on the 3rd trip total.
So if there's another mound visit from Davis,
yeah,
Carlton's day will be done.
Yeah, I'll confirm that. But if I remember right, it's 3 total trips out there. So Coach Davis right now is telling him, look, you got a 1-run ball game. Get in the zone. Let's get out of this and get back to the plate.
Carlton was cruising. Got a leadoff batter on a ground out, then struck out arguably one of the toughest hitters in the Taylor lineup in Humphreys, and then back-to-back control issues against Smith and Downs.
Yeah, Humphreys, we talked about, he had 2 home runs in that Bradford game. Carlton overmatched him in that at bat. Humphreys could not catch up to the fastball. Now he just has to settle in, get back within himself, pound the zone.
Carlton's got good stuff. He and Waddell both. I mean, this is a really good matchup on paper when you look at these 2 pitchers, ace on ace, against 2 teams with really good bats throughout. Aiden Hosley struck out his first time against Carlton. He's working with a 2-0 count now, though. He'll have the hitter's approach a chance to drive something if he'd like.
Yeah, one thing on that outside corner, Chandler Smith just lets that ball, it goes down a little bit. He's taking it out of the zone a little bit. Carlton's living there. He's just not getting that call.
The 2-0 just a little bit high above the letters. That's been a ball all game, and so a good call there by the home plate umpire, Mitch Ford.
Yeah, one thing that, especially state tournament, state championship games, you get umpires that have called a lot of baseball, and that zone is a little smaller than what it is in regular season.
It favors the hitter a little bit.
Yeah.
And in a park where it doesn't favor the hitter, they want something to go their way. This is a pitcher's park through and through. We've mentioned that. 3-1 pitch coming. That one's yanked down the right field line, foul. And so now both runners at first and second will get head starts.
Yeah, 3-2 count. Wouldn't surprise me if you get an inside move right here. Kind of keep the runner honest at second base.
Big pitch in the ball game. Runners go. 3-2, chopped up the middle to short. Going to be a tough play. Hip coming in. Throw. Does he stay on the bag? Yes, he does. And Westside evades trouble in the third. Nearing the halfway point of the 1A state title game. Tigers on top by 1. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie. I row with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody.
1, 2, 3, turn up. Whoa. It's going up in here. Let's go.
Our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star is catcher Mason Lindsay for the Taylor Tigers. Lindsay plans to attend Southern Arkansas University and major in business. The catcher has a 3.9 GPA this year. Congratulations to Mason Lindsay, our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star.
3-2 in the top of the 4th. Let's take a look at the Westside Girls Fury head coach Shane Davis in his 12th year at Westside. He started at Conway Christian for 3 years. He grew up in Rosebud, so he's close to the area. He coaches basketball in Westside. 89-24 over the last 4 years is Davis. That's pretty good numbers. Coach Davis talked about Westside. He said they've been known as a basketball school. They're trying to become a little bit known for both. I think a win in the state title would give them the rights to be called a baseball school.
That's exactly right, JB.
There's a swing and a miss to our leadoff hitter, Bo Hip. It's 789 for Westside in the 4th. Hip, Dodson, and Strain. Brooks Hip, cousin of Bo Hip, will bat if anyone reaches. And Bo Hip swings and misses, goes down, frustration, but Waddell carves him up. Hip got a base hit his first time up, but not such luck this time.
Yeah, and Waddell going right back after him right there, pounding the zone, doing a really good job getting that strikeout.
Landon Dotson flew out to left field his first time up. He stands in and takes a fastball up and away.
Yeah, Waddell's right in and around the zone. And I'll just, coming from experience, that gives the umpire a little bit better gauge on what is a strike and what may be out of the zone.
There's a wave and a miss from Dotson to even the count. Dotson, a 261 hitter. He also hadn't played in 2 years until this year. And he grounds this one up the middle. Shortstop Vandenberg raging to his left. His throw to first is on the money. And 2 are gone just like that in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, this is what Waddell needed, was a quick inning, low pitch count inning, and that's exactly what he's got so far. He's 6 pitches in right now, 2 outs. Really good read right there by the shortstop, getting it on the big hop. Didn't try to come up and get it too quick, get that in-between hop.
So Dylan Strange stands in now. He struck out his first time against Waddell. Foul tips the first pitch back into the catcher's mitt. It's a good job from Waddell trying to respond after Taylor was blanked in the bottom of the 3rd. He's been attacking these hitters. That one's ripped fair down the left field line into the corner. Dylan Strain, the 9-hole hitter. Now there's trouble with it out in left field. Strain's headed for 3rd, and he's in with a stand-up triple.
Yeah, JB, that ball got it in no man's land down there in that left field corner. We know the outfield's already shaded over there. Really good job of keeping his hands inside the ball and keeping it inside the line right there. We go back to the replay. Good balance, stayed through the baseball, and of course he got down there. That left field line, which we said is no man's land, he never stopped running either. Great job.
We'll see how they end up scoring it. It may end up being a double and then moving up on the air. Regardless, it's an extra base hit for Strain. He ripped that one down the line, and that warrants a mound visit by Coach Brian Fowler to talk to his pitcher, Waddell. Both pitchers getting the first 2 outs in the last inning or so, and then running into some problems. Waddell found too much at the plate.
That's exactly right, JB, and we always talk about the hardest outs are to get are the last one of the inning and the last one of the game. That's what you're seeing right here. Kudos to these lineups, JB. 1 through 9, all 9 players are competing every at bat. There's no easy outs.
There's head coach Brian Fowler for the Taylor Tigers. He's been here a handful of times. Both of his parents were coaches. His mom was a basketball coach. His dad was a football coach. Defensive coordinator of his high school team. He's from East Texas, Mount Vernon. He played under Coach Goodhart at SAU, and that's where he says a lot of his success he attributes to him. He spends a lot of his time learning under Coach Goodhart, and that's the reason for his successes. They're going to intentionally walk Brooks Hip, and that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Hip 2 for 2, 2 really sharp singles in this game. They've had a better shot at getting Towle so far. Flew out the center field in his last at bat.
So now Keegan Towle, 0 for 2 today. Ground out and a fly out. Takes the first pitch down and away. The one thing for sure, though, that Westside's wanting to do, regardless of if they can get runs, is they want to work that pitch count of Waddell. Keep getting that pitch count to rise. Certainly, they'd love to add a run here and tie things up. And he'll have a hitter's count to do so. Keegan Towle works the count to 2-0. Waddell's not trying to come in. He's still living outside. The defense is shifting to push as well. You can tell that's been the game plan.
That's exactly right. And they gave Hip second base on that look. They knew he was going to get there anyway, so they gave it up. That wouldn't count as a stolen base.
So on catcher's indifference.
Yep. That's one thing.
Indifference.
Yeah, indifference. Yeah, it's perfectly explained right there. Catcher's indifference.
So now a 2-1 as that one's fouled off. Westside now with that runner moving to second base, a chance to take the lead for the first time today. Waddell trying to be careful. Towle trying to deliver upstairs, 3-1, and so now Waylon Waddell's in danger of putting the bases loaded and facing Jacob Carlton.
You know, a lot of coaches, our fans out there, viewers right now, they're asking why walk Hip. Waddell's had a really good. He hadn't had as much opportunity to go against left-handed hitters. He's done very well against righties.
Down and away, and Westside's got the bases full of Eagles for their biggest power guy, Jacob Carlton. And once again, Kevin, an inning that started out very harmless has turned into trouble for both pitchers.
Yeah, we got, Waddell struggling against command a little bit right now after getting those first 2 outs. See if Carlton can deliver the big blow.
Jacob Carlton, he's popped up twice. A pop-up foul to right his first time up, and then a pop-up to first base foul his second time, trying to straighten one out. Waddell gets him to pop up again on the infield. Who wants it? Vandenberg on the left side is second, makes the catch, and Taylor leaves them loaded. They work around the trouble. Westside unable to take the lead. It's 3-2 Tigers on to the bottom of the 4th.
Southern Loft is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS. It is our mission to tell your story by adding color with our furniture. And that's why Southern Loft is a different kind of furniture store. For more information, go to mysouthernloft.com.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family, and part of taking care of them is using a bank that takes care of us. That's why I use Centennial Bank, a strong institution for an uncertain economy. I know them and I trust them. They have a strong financial foundation, which means that my money and our future is never in doubt. Life is busy, and there's plenty of things to worry about. My bank isn't one of them.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We never gonna stop.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, through their 17 electric distribution cooperatives throughout Arkansas, is proud to support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS sports. For more information, visit aecc.com.
Well, Westside out to pitch in the bottom of the fourth. Jacob Carlton been snake bit 3 straight pop-ups. Boy, they were one big swing away from really chasing on Waddell there, and he got the pop-up, did Waylon.
Yeah, that's not how Coach Fowler drew it up for the Taylor Tigers, but hey, they stayed with their game plan going against Carlson. Keep it up above the hands. You know he's going to chase them. 3 pop-ups that haven't left the infield.
Wade Barton, who grounded out to third his first time up, stands in and takes the first pitch fastball low. Westside has out-hit Taylor 6-2, but they trail in the category that matters 3-2. As there's a fastball strike at the knees. Eagles have left 7 base runners on. Tigers have left 4 thus far in the game, and the Tigers have the game's only error on that ground ball into the left field corner by Jasper Jones.
Taylor, of course, has not had a hit since that first inning when Waddell had a single followed up by Humphreys getting that single that drove in the first 2 runs of the game.
Carlton started to settle in a little bit. He's been one of those guys that I wouldn't say he's wildly effective, but he's a guy that can miss around the zone close, kind of keeps you guessing.
Yep.
And he's certainly doing that here as he's got a 2-2 count now against Wade Barton. Barton trying to protect, 2-2, chop to the left side. It'll land foul as the third baseman, Ty Hewitt, corralled it.
Yeah, a lot of times you talk about pitchers being wildly effective. They're usually throwing 96 to 99.
That's right. Carlton, no disrespect, is not in that number.
That's right. But I love the glove. Yeah, that's flashy right there. All these kids have custom gloves made by Rawlings, Marucci.
There's a chopper. This one's going to be in the field of play. The second baseman, Ty Wallace, his throw to first is pure, and the leadoff batter is gone. 4-3 on the putout.
Really good job by Wallace right there, coming up, getting it on the short hop. That ball wasn't hit too hard. You want to get the short hop or big hop, not the in-between. He did a great job on that one right there.
Well, for Westside now, they get the leadoff batter for the 3rd straight inning. Jasper Jones with the error in left field. Didn't come back to hurt the Tigers. Stands in now as he was hit by a pitch his first time up. Trying to protect the plate. Carlton wanting to chase the high fastball, but Jones, you see with his right hand pounding the chest a little bit. It's one a lot of times you'll see players look back to their teammates.
Yep, that's right. Good 0-2 pitch right there by Carlton.
That one missing down and away to even the count at 2-2. This is a big batter for Carlton because you don't want to face Waddell with batters or with runners aboard. 2-2 inside just by a little bit. Again, it's got that tail.
Really good late life to that fastball. Really good late arm side run. And that's hard to control sometimes, especially if you kind of keep it over the plate a little bit. It's just really tough to run it on the inside corner right there.
Payoff pitch, missed inside. Catcher Chandler Smith wanted the frame, but he didn't get the call. It just came, kind of disarmed him inside, couldn't quite frame it the way he wanted to, and now there's a runner aboard for Waylon Waddell at the top of the lineup.
Yeah, one thing Chandler Smith can do back there is be a little bit quieter with his gloves. If he can keep that within his frame, he's more likely to get that call, but that glove gets outside the frame like he did right there, not likely to get it from Mitch Ford.
That one has some tail to it. Not far enough as that ball gets away for Jones to move up. So he'll stay put over at first base. Waddell 1 for 1 today. He singled and walked. And again, as we've seen all game long, when Taylor gets a runner aboard, Carlton's got to pay attention to him.
Yeah, we'll see how if Carlton's made any adjustments with his slide step right here, working on getting that fastball out in front. Don't let his arm drag.
There's a shot to the right side, base hit through the 4-hole. Waddell took that 1-0 fastball and he drills it on the ground to the right side, putting 2 runners aboard now for the Tigers.
Yeah, Waddell 2 for 2 today. He's been on base all 3 times. Of course, scored the Tigers' first run of the game. Great piece of hitting right there by Waddell.
Here's Austin Aycock. He's 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch and he grounded out on a 6-3 chopper. Takes this fastball inside for a strike. Chandler Smith did a lot better job than that time of framing it a little bit better.
That's right. Very strong with the glove. You want to have a good, strong wrist back there. That's exactly what Chandler Smith displayed right there.
That one nearly hits Aycock. They'll throw behind Jones at second base as he was wandering off the bag, but he wasn't far enough off to warrant any danger for the Tigers. He'll get back in safely.
You got to watch these 9-hole hitters, man. They get out there on the bags. They get a little happy feet sometimes. Can't get too far out there. They'll throw behind you.
Aycock, line drive, right center field, base hit. That'll score Jones. It's into the gap. They may send home Waddell as well. Tigers adding 2 more on the base knock from Austin Aycock. And then they'll try to throw home. It gets away from the catcher, and Aycock moves to third. Westside with some problems on the throw home, and the Tigers are up by 3.
Yeah, we saw that right there. The outfield kind of miscommunication right there. Right fielder overruns it. Center fielder comes up, gets it, throws it back in. Then we had a throw home. Got away from him, allowed Aycock to get to third base. Things are working in the Tigers' way right now, JB.
Waddell was on the move. He was cutting home no matter what, it seemed.
It was a close play. Scoring from first base with a ball that wasn't hit all the way to the fence. Tough to do, but Waddell, like you said, he was going on contact.
So now Mason Lindsay will step in. He leads the team with 27 free passes. He's been a starter ever since he got on campus for Coach Fowler. And he pops the first pitch up foul.
Lindsay being really aggressive right there with that first pitch. Really trying to keep the pressure on Westside right here.
Squaring to bunt, he bunts it foul.
Interesting bunting philosophy right there, having the hands together. You know, really, reason you do that, really kind of keep that barrel above like we talked about earlier in the game, but really controlling that bat. A little suicide squeeze action possibly right here.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Talk about putting pressure on them, that's it.
So here we go to Mason Lindsay. Carlton delivers, not bunting. Line drive down the left field line, that's fair. It's gonna get past the left fielder. Towle having problems with it. That's a double into the left field corner for Mason Lindsay, and the Tigers have got 3 in the 4th.
Really good job. We haven't seen Carlton go to the breaking ball too much. He did right there. Lindsay does a great job staying back on it, driving into left field. Good short stroke. Outstanding piece of hitting from the senior. Tell you what, left fielders are having problems down there in that left field corner.
Well, this is on the campus of UCA. You see the purple turf. It's turf all the way down the foul lines, down the left and right field lines. The infield is also artificial turf, but inside the fair area in the outfield is grass. So that turf a lot of times can cause some problems.
Yeah, it does.
Tigers are not done yet. Jesse Humphreys standing in. 1 for 2 today with a couple of runs driven in, and he pops that one foul. He'll fight now with a 2-strike count.
And the good thing is, JB, a lot of these teams get to play on turf throughout the year, especially in the state tournaments, to prevent weather from playing a factor. So it's not the first time they've played on artificial surfaces.
Humphreys down on strikes again for the 2nd time. So it'll be all up to Tucker Smith if Taylor's going to add to that lead.
Well, this could be a really big run to get across right here. It would make it it would make it to 7-2, 6-2 lead right now. Humphreys just overmatched on the fastball right there.
You can tell Carlton trying to pitch him away. First one to Tucker Smith, the high fastball. They'll throw behind the runner Lindsay at second, but he's diving back in safely.
It's almost impossible for lefties to hit that tailing fastball because as much as they can stay on, it just gets out of the zone too quick.
That one's popped up foul again. Yeah, his tail is legit. I mean, it's why he's got some of the best numbers in all of 1A.
That's exactly right. And if he stays, and we've seen it about 60% of the time today, if he can stay in the zone with it, he's going to be very effective.
That one missing up and away. Again, they'll throw behind Lindsey. But Carlton's problem hasn't necessarily been his movement. He's fallen behind some hitters. He's allowed some runners on, hit by pitches, some free passes. It's come back to bite him.
Yeah, he's been in high leverage situations since the first batter of the game, and he hasn't had too many clean innings.
That one off speed, missing up and in.
Yeah, they wanted that one. Off speed pitch just stayed up a little too far. Not a huge strike zone up there for the little man, Tucker Smith.
2-2 bounce to the plate. Nice job by Chandler Smith to keep it in front, but on the bouncer, moving to third, Mason Lindsey. He was off the moment that ball hit the ground.
Yeah, you may hear the fans, a little uproar right there. They wanted batter interference. Look, the batter has the right to the batter's box. Catcher has to work around him right there.
And a good job by Tucker Smith to stay right in the box. Didn't move a muscle. And he rips this one, looping to left. Another base hit. Tucker Smith delivers the RBI single to left, and the Tigers, they got 4 in the 4th.
Yeah, as we talked about, 4 runs you feel like you're confident with. There are no 5-run home runs in the game of baseball, so that's really the breaking point right there. And I'll tell you what, JB, the last 2 years in the state championship game, this is when Taylor has broken out. 2 years ago against Nemo Vista, last year against Mount Ida, an 8-3 win. This is really big for Taylor right here. They scored 4 in the inning, 7-2 ball game. Coach Fowler's looking to end this one early, boys.
Well, it was a game that was 3-2. Taylor only up by 1. Westside had a chance to take the lead. Great response by the Tigers. They knew it was getting close. Their bats came to life when they needed them to.
That's exactly right. And, you know, big hits by the bottom of the lineup like we talked about, 1 through 9. No easy out in either of these lineups, but the bottom of the lineup, Jasper Jones leading it off right there with that walk, 1-out walk. That's what got this inning going for Taylor.
Tigers only had 2 hits coming into the 4th inning. That was back in the 1st. They've got 3 now, and they've added 4 runs.
Yeah, we talk about, you know, when we're talking about college baseball, high school baseball, professional baseball, the 3rd time through the lineup is usually when the offense starts to have the advantage in every game.
There's a strike on the inside corner to Caleb Downs. Downs does not have an official at bat. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. Runner at first with 2 away.
Coach Fowler communicating to the first runner at first right now. Make sure we're not running ourselves out of an inning here. Taylor's getting some good swings on Carlton right now, so you don't want to make a silly out on the base path.
Yeah, if you're Carlton here, though, you're down 7-2. You desperately need to get out of this inning because you know Taylor's got the bats to keep adding more runs. You got to get your offense out on the field and try to cut into this lead a little bit. He's ailed, and that's what's caused some problem. We talked about the walks, hit by pitches. It started to pile up, and Taylor just strung the hits together in a timely manner here in this 4th inning.
That's right, and you see the catcher right there, Chandler Smith, talking about get on top of that curveball, and we've seen it a couple of times this inning. Mason Lindsey's double down the line right there. He's just not able to get out on that curveball and get really good spin down on it.
2-2.
Hit him. Nope. Yep.
It did hit him. Up and in. So Taylor runners at first and second. Carlton can't believe it.
A lot of the times in that situation, the umpire behind the plate's going on sound, and you did hear 2 tisk because you look, you got 1, 2, and that's what he heard right there. Let's go to the replay and see if we can see it. Yep, it got him.
Right there, kind of on the edge of the wrist.
Yeah, tough spot to get it. And the batter in that situation, if it hits him on the hand, he don't know if it hit him on the hand or the bat.
Right.
A lot of the times, benefit of the doubt does go to the batter in that situation.
For Westside, I know they're not happy to hear that. They're thinking, well, the batter did not even respond. How can it be a hit by pitch? Well, that's exactly why. You just explained that. Doesn't matter how often you're – and here's the reality. Even if the umpire is wrong, he's already ruled a hit by pitch. There's already been a pitch thrown. You can't overrule it now.
That's exactly right. And you saw Ross Shirey out there in umpire in the middle of the field. He had called hands up as well. He knew it got hit. He saw it, so Mitch Ford had backup on that one.
And we had backup here in our booth as well.
That's right.
Great expert analysis on that hit by pitch call. Our man Kevin Bohannon. I'm JB Brazil. Glad you're with us here. And the rest of our Arkansas PBS sports crew. It's the game one of the whole state championship weekend. 1A state finals, Taylor and Westside. Westside trying to win their first state title. Taylor trying to make it a three-peat. Could be trouble out into left field in that bloop fly, but Keegan Town corrals it. Not before the Tigers put up a 4 spot on the board. They lead 7-2 on to the 5th. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Vaping costs over $1,500 a year. So if you vape, there goes that new gaming system. Or that new mountain bike. Escape the vape. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
Seven to 2, Taylor on top, and here's a look at our highlights up to this point, Kevin.
Yeah, Westside coming back in the second inning, get 3 runs right there, or 2 runs, cut the game to 3-2. Taylor comes back with a huge 4th inning, scoring 4 runs on 2 hits. See it right there, big double with an error in the left field corner right there. Great job hitting by Mason Lindsay right there on the breaking ball by Jacob Carlton. Score is 7-2 going into the top of the 5th inning.
So Westside trying to find a way to cut in after Taylor added 4 runs an inning ago, and that's going to be a foul ball.
Yeah, even the batter knows it. Yeah, good card. You saw the sharp ricochet. Shane Davis is going to come out and ask Mitch Ford about that one.
But, I mean, you're right. I mean, you could see it hit off the bat and just immediately carry him off with a lot more velocity.
Yeah, and that's what Mitch Ford's explaining. Like, look, it went off the bat. We know it. You know, the angle that we're seeing right now, it could have been iffy, but, you know, easy call right there.
Well, and what makes it more frustrating for Westside fans is they saw a hitter a moment ago. What seemed like a similar play, it wasn't, but it seemed like it.
Yeah, when you're down 7-2, it just seems like everything's going against you.
Doesn't matter for Chandler Smith. He leads things off with a base knock to left field. He's trying to stretch it to 2, and he's diving in with a leadoff double to begin the top of the 5th.
Yeah, great job by Chandler Smith right there. We've talked about it. Waddell's been going out away from righties. Every time he's come in, Westside's made him pay right there. So great job by Chandler Smith. Barrel inside. With the outfield shifted like that, they're gonna keep taking advantage of it on those hits to left field.
That's a ball to left field that's usually going to be a single if you're playing straight up. But because the left fielder is playing nearly in the gap in left center, that bloop to left is going to be a double, and that was the double that chased Waylon Waddell. Pitching change for Taylor as their ace is done. He's hoping to hand off the baton, and the Tigers hoping to hang on to a 7-2 lead. We'll step aside, tell you about the new pitcher on the other side of the break.
Today can be a new beginning.
Bright things ahead, darling. Brightness and joy.
That's genuinely classy.
I just want to be right here in this moment as you.
You set kind of a high bar.
I'm just getting started.
Television
television will never be the same again.
Magnificent.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family, and part of taking care of them is using a bank that takes care of us. That's why I use Centennial Bank, a strong institution for an uncertain economy. I know them and I trust them. They have a strong financial foundation, which means that my money and our future is never in doubt. Life is busy, and there's plenty of things to worry about. My bank isn't one of them.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Arkansas PBS needs to add 2,500 new members by June 30th. If we succeed, we receive a gift of $45,000. We are just over halfway there, but with less than 2 months remaining, we need your help. If you're already a member, thank you. If you're not, your donation moves us one step closer to that $45,000 gift. Visit myarkansaspbs.org and donate today.
Well, the new pitcher for the Taylor Tigers, it's Kason Anders. Coming in with a 1.7 ERA is Anders. And the sophomore will come in with his team up 5, trying to keep it that way with runner at second base and nobody out.
Yeah, big situation for the sophomore coming in. He's got no outs, got a runner on second right there. 5-run lead. Look, Coach Fowler's telling him, come out, pound the zone, throw strikes like you have all year, and let's get out of this.
He'll face Ty Hewitt, the Eagle third baseman who doubled in a run his last time up. Anders, a little bit of change in velocity. A lot of times you'll see that from a senior to a sophomore, but Anders has got good location. He's a guy that fills up the zone.
Yeah, not too many walks on the season. His strikeout to walk ratio is one of the best on the Taylor staff. And you'll see it right here. He'll spot up his fastball and really go to the off speed.
Anders with the off speed right on cue with Kevin Bohannon as Anders gets the foul ball strike to even things up.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see, look, come out, establish the off speed, pitch off the fastball. That's exactly what Anders did right there.
Westside trying to find a way to creep back in this thing. They'd cut it 3-2. Taylor added 4 an inning ago. Second pitcher of the game for the Tigers, Waylon Woodell, started things off. Went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs.
Westside is going to have to work the back side of the field right now. A lot of big velocity change going from Waddell to Anders right here. They're going to have to be more patient, drive the ball opposite field, work the count, get a chance to line one to right field.
Hewitt got to protect the plate. 1-2, skied to center field. Aycock coming over in shallow center, and he corrals it for out number 1.
Tell you what, been impressed by Aycock out there in center field. Even though they're shaded to right, as Waddell. See if they make an adjustment right here with a different pitcher on the mound. But he's had really good breaks on every fly ball that's gone out to center field today.
Grayson Enzer stands in now with a runner at second and 1 gone. Enzer's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. He was also hit by a pitch. First time facing Anders. Previous 2 at-bats against Waddell. That off speed right over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Enzer, a 286 average coming in. One of the best outfielders for Coach Shane Davis.
A big situation for Anders on the mound right here. He's not bothered by it. Look, he's coming in, throwing strikes, getting outs. Looks like no moment too big for the sophomore.
Trying to keep that runner at second base. Enzer trying to drive him in. Swing and a miss on the off speed on the outer part of the plate.
Anders kind of hides the ball a little bit back there. It's kind of tough for the hitter to pick up. That's what they're really having trouble with right now. And you'll see a lot of pop-ups from Anders on the mound.
Almost reminds you of a crafty lefty. I know he's a right-hander, but he just works, hides that ball. It's tough. Doesn't have a ton of velo, but he hits his spots, and he can really with his movement on his pitches, it's really tough to square up.
That's right. In high school baseball, if you've got some movement, you can throw a couple pitches for strikes. It doesn't matter the velo. You can be really effective.
Inzer trying to protect. Anders trying to put him away for the second out of the inning. And he'll do it. Swing and a miss from Inzer. Pulled the string, did Anders, and that's the second out of the inning.
Talk about glove action right here. Look at little glove side tail to it right there. Little bite to that little off-speed pitch from Anders right there.
Tell you, the change in velocity's got to affect those hitters a little bit too. When you're used to Waddell trying to paint the corners, he's got some more velo, and then you throw Anders. That's tough to counter with. Expect Westside to have a couple of times through before they start to pick up on the velocity change, as that wild pitch will allow Chandler Smith to go to third.
Yeah, I think Mason Lindsay kind of fell asleep back there behind the plate. He tried to backhand it. Mason Lindsay's a really good defensive catcher. Didn't really get over and block it. Tried to backhand it right there. I know Coach Fowler, that's one thing they preach back there with their catchers is, look, let's get over there and block it. That allows the runner to get to third base. Now, I guarantee he'll be selling out back there behind the plate.
It's a shorter backstop here at Bear Stadium, but it is enough if it goes side to side for you to get the run home.
That's exactly right.
That one missing outside on the off speed to Bo Hip. Hip 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout. Batting in the 7th hole, the Eagles' first baseman. Anders came in here in the top of the 5th with a runner at second, nobody out. And he has looked really good. Got a harmless fly ball to center and then a strikeout of Inzer, and he's 1 out away from retiring all 3 batters he's faced and keeping it a 7-2 ball game.
Yeah, Mason Lindsay right now, anything in the dirt, you want him to be a pillow, not a wall. Knock it down. Staying away on the righties. Yep.
Misses outside. That's a walk. Runners at the corners.
Yep. Anders staying away right there. Look, that's what they've been doing all game. Right-handed hitters, they're going to go away from. Even with Anders, it's going to be a little bit tough because it may start on that outside corner and it may fade away right there at the end because he's got that spin that's going to his glove side.
So Landon Dodson standing now 0 for 2 today. But he would love to change that. He gets ahead of 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at the corners. Base hit, scores 1 for sure.
And Taylor conceded second base right there again.
So now a base hit could score 2.
Yep.
Dodson trying to come through in one of the biggest moments of his baseball career. Missing upstairs, so he'll have a hitter's count. Runners at second and third.
Yeah, 6 straight balls by Anders. And Lindsay's been communicating with his pitchers like, look, that outside, you got to bring it back a little bit. So see if I make an adjustment right here.
Dodson had the biggest hit in the semis against Nema Vista. The go-ahead base hit to give the Eagles the lead and send him to the state title game. He'll work ahead with the count as Anders struggling to find the strike zone.
Yeah, if we get a walk right here, it wouldn't surprise me if you get a mound visit by Coach Fowler. Settle his sophomore down. Look, you got 2 outs. We got any bag. Let's work it right here. Get out of the inning, go hit.
And the man of the hour, Dylan Strain, with a double his last time up against Waylon Waddell, waiting in the on-deck circle. Anders got to find the strike zone. 3-0, takes a lot off. That one finds the upper part of the zone, 3-1.
That's one of those situations right there where you like to have a green light on 3-0.
Right?
Dodson's thinking, man, I got my workman gloves on here. I'm ready to bow up on that one.
He takes, now it's 3-1. Most definitely will have the green light this time if it's over the heart of the plate. It is, gets a big rip, and he fouls it straight back.
You go from a 3-0 count to 3-2. Anders working back, getting in the zone right here. You got to like the confidence of the sophomore. Look, he's going to go right after him right here.
Sophomore versus junior. Dodson, they'll try a pickoff move to third. But diving in safely, all in front is Chandler Smith.
One thing you don't see too often, high school, college baseball, is a pickoff to third.
Especially with a 3-ball, 2-strike count in a high leverage situation.
That's exactly right.
Will it affect Anders? Will he be able to come back and get Dodson? Payoff pitch with 2 outs, 2 on in the top of the 5th. up and into Dotson, and the Eagles load him again. The Westside Greers Ferry Eagle fans coming to life, and Dylan Strain coming up to bat with one of his biggest at-bats of his life, trying to come through.
That's exactly right. Last time up, had that double down the line. Ended up at third base on the overthrow. Huge situation right here for Strain.
Strain, a sophomore. This is a big at-bat for Strain. Sophomore on sophomore. Eagles had the bases loaded last inning. Were unable to get a run across, and
looks like we got a courtesy runner or pinch runner coming in. Coach Shane Davis talking to Mitch Ford, making sure we get the lineup right. High school baseball, there is the re-entry rule, so looks like Strain will have a courtesy runner, or Dotson will have a pinch runner right now. Dotson can re-enter the game as the DH.
That's Jacob Jones coming in to run over at first base. That could be a crucial run depending on how this inning ends up panning out. Dylan Strain stands in, bases loaded, 2 gone, top of the 5th. Westside desperately needing a big hit. Anders in a big spot for Taylor as well. Fastball catches the inside part of the plate for a strike. And you could tell the catcher was set up outside, so he reached across his body, but it's not about the catcher, it's about where it crosses the plate.
Yeah, and that's why he caught enough of the inside corners. Ford's going to give that to him, and the batter's off the plate a little bit too, so it kind of gave the perception of it was inside, but it caught the inside corner right there.
0-1 to Strain. Popped up foul, and now he's down in the count 0-2. So Anders doing a really good job after loading the bases, attacking the 9-hole hitter Strain, and he's got an 0-2 count to work with.
Yeah, Anders doesn't need to overthink this one right here. Go right after him. See if he can get the punch out.
Strain trying to protect. Anders trying to deliver. He does it. Swing and a miss from Dylan Strain. And Kason Anders shuts the door of Westside. They leave them loaded again. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Taylor on top, 7-2. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
After years of dealing with extreme pain, thanks to visiting UAMS Health, I'm able to do things physically that I never thought I'd be able to do again.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
I need you to say something. So pleased to hear that.
Finally, some good news. Some people spend a lifetime trying to find someone like you. This is a future we are more than happy to embrace.
I've never felt a love so strong in my entire life.
I promise you, this is something that they're not going to be able to ignore.
We loved it.
Legion Scaffold is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports, located at 1021 Hemlock Street in North Little Rock. Visit legionscaffold.com for more information.
Well, a new pitcher for Westside. It'll be Keegan Towle. Jacob Carlton gives way to the right-hander Towle, a sophomore, but boy, he doesn't play like one. Towle on the year 7-1 with a 3.44 ERA. And his team trailing by 5 in the 5th. Obviously got one job, keeping a 7-2 ball game.
That's exactly right. You know, Carlton, they got his pitch count up quite a bit right there. He's going to slide over to third base. Towle looked good in warm-ups. Right, he's more of an over-the-top thrower right here, so work the fastball and then got that 12-6 curveball. See if Towle can keep the game close. It's like, you know, Coach Van Horn told Gage Wood this weekend against Mississippi State, you don't have to be perfect, just keep it manageable. That's Towle's job right now.
So he'll start things off here in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Osley, Barton, and Jones. Due up. Or excuse me, it's Barton, Jones, and Waddell. So Barton 0 for 2 today with a couple of ground outs.
Tell you what, Towell's going to throw hard by the time he's a senior. You can tell right now he's put together well. Good strong legs, good strong base right there. He gets in his legs a little bit more. He's going to be a guy that throws in the upper 80s.
Fouled off on the 2-1 count, evens things up.
I know our viewers at home right now, they see the pitch clock back there, the 22nd. That's the UCA pitch clock. That's not in effect this weekend for high school baseball.
Barton loops it to second base, but he hit it right to Ty Wallace, and that's out number 1 to begin the 5th.
Yeah, you won't see as much run on the fastball right here with Towell coming straight over the top. Didn't quite get enough of it to get it over the second base head right there. Good job to get that first out.
Leadoff batter is going now for Jasper Jones. Jones does not have an official at bat. He was hit by a pitch and he walked. His previous 2 plate appearances. Batting with the bases empty and 1 gone with Waylon Waddell waiting in the on-deck circle.
Jones has scored 2 of the Taylor Tigers' 7 runs in the game, so every time he's gotten on, he's been able to get home.
Jones 2 for 5 in the state tournament with 4 runs driven in. .240 average on the year, couple of doubles, 30 runs driven in. He has the 3rd most RBIs on the team out of that 9 spot. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what you want after your 9-hole hitter, and that's the thing. Talked to a lot of coaches this week. The 9-hole hitter is their second leadoff that can flip the lineup around, especially with Waddell leading off.
Boy, to have a guy like Jasper Jones, a sophomore, going to be around the program, at least they hope, for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, a left fielder, got a good bat in that 9 spot. It's a bright future for Jasper Jones.
That's one thing with school choice and everything now, but South Arkansas Taylor being a powerhouse in Class 1A, these kids grow up, they want to be a part of that program all the way to the time they're 8, 9 years old. Coach Fowler doesn't lose too many to other schools.
And Jones puts a drive into that one, but foul down the right field line. It was hooking the moment it left the bat, but he put a good swing on it, barreled it up.
Yeah, you can tell the velocity that Towell has. The hitters, they're not getting good contact through the ball. That's what you want to say. You want to get through the ball. He got better on that one.
There's a fly ball to right field. Medium depth, strain is over in right field, and 2 are gone.
Good job to get the first 2 outs right here by Towell. And look, flipping over the top of the lineup with Waddell. Go ahead and get him out of this right here. Give Westside a chance to get back in the top of the 6th inning.
I think also placement of when you bring in Towell. You come in in the bottom part of the order. You don't want him to face the meat of the lineup.
That's
coming
exactly
in,
right.
get rocked, and doesn't get a chance to get settled in. So he'll face Waddell now with 2 gone, missing upstairs. And so, you know, certainly Waddell 2 for 2 today with a walk. He's a guy that just finds his way on base. I mean, his on-base percentage is unreal. 23-game hitting streak, make it 24 now. You don't want to face him with guys aboard, and so it gives Tal a chance to come into the game, kind of get in a groove a little bit before he faces the big guys.
Yeah, Westside wanting that call, but that's a little bit outside right there. They're not going to get that one. Work a 3-0 count right here. Waddell, very veteran hitter, had 2 hits in the state championship game last year. He's had 2 today. Big situation for the senior.
There's a strike.
Good 3-0 get me over pitch right there. Now Towell can be a little bit more aggressive going against Waddell.
Downstairs, not a bad idea for Towell. When you got a guy in Waddell at the top of the line, and we talk his praises all the time. Central Baptist College is getting a good one in Waddell. I know Coach Brister over at CBC loves what he sees in Waddell, and you got to pitch around a guy like that at times.
Yeah, CBC, of course, Brister's gotten some good in-state talent. Ben Madison from Bauxite went there, played in the professional ranks.
That's right. That was a good player right there.
Yeah, he was Madison was a freak athlete in every sport he played, whether it be football, basketball.
Runner going down to second. It's not going to matter. It was a foul ball. That's why they called it. It was a foul tip into the catcher's mitt.
No, that.
Oh, was it balk first?
Yeah, had a balk call. Another balk call. He rolled right through it. Doesn't matter on even if it's foul tip. Yeah, he caught it. So they said he rolled right through it.
Well, I knew with the runner moving to from first to second, he held up. He knew he was moving up no matter what. So it's a balk call, moves him to second base. Austin Aycock pops this one up foul, and now it's 0-2.
Yeah.
Well, the balk call, that's got me confused. I think it might be 1-1.
We'll see right here if Ford gives it. Yeah, 0-2.
No, he was 0-2.
Yep.
I need to stick with my guts there,
There
man.
you go.
The 0-2 to Aycock. That one missed upstairs. He kind of lost. That one slipped out the moment he was getting rid of it. Two gone in the bottom of the fifth. Waddell taking off for third. They're going to try to throw down that way. It's dangerous into left field. Waddell coming home, and he's safe to make it 8-2.
That was all Waylon Waddell right there. He read the pitcher. Tal has to mix his looks up. He went shuffle, shuffle, go. Gave the opportunity. He was going to be safe at third base anyway. Then scores on the overthrow. Great base running right there by Waylon Waddell.
He stole that base automatically. That one's ripped foul outside third. So he stole that off the pitcher.
Yep.
That's one, if you're Chandler Smith, you probably want to eat because you're not probably going to get him anyway.
Yeah, unless you got a howitzer back there behind the plate, you're not going to get Waddell on, especially on that one. So learning lesson right there for Keegan Tal. That's one thing that will make him a better pitcher moving forward.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Aycock. Upstairs again. Now the count's full.
Started out 0-2, had the balk call. A situation where he has to settle back in, get back in his groove.
And he hit him. Payoff pitch up and in. Aycock earns it the hard way. Well, when it's ball 4 already, I know Aycock would rather not been hit by that one.
Yeah. Let's see, that's the third Tiger batter that's been hit by a pitch today. We know they've been very aggressive on the base paths, especially when you got a sophomore up there on the mound. Wouldn't surprise me if Coach Fowler gets them going again right here. We know the speed that Aycock has.
Lindsey's standing in now. He's already got a double and a run driven in. 1 for 2 officially. Had a sacrifice his first time up, then a ground ball his second at bat. Misses on the first one to Lindsey, 1-0.
As we mentioned earlier, Lindsey's sister is the catcher for the Taylor Tigers ladies softball team, who will be playing for their 7th straight state title.
That is some domination. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, our good buddy Kyle Sutherland went down to South Arkansas last summer. Just spent the afternoon talking about the program, baseball and softball, and everything that they've built down there.
So now there won't be a need for a steal of second base. The wild pitch does it for Aycock. He'll move up to second. And Taylor's got a chance to make it 9-2. That's what we've seen with Taylor. They've had innings with 2 outs, and it seems like Westside gets out of the inning, either error or just good approaches at the plate, drawing walks. They find a way to produce, and they've got a chance to add another.
That's exactly right. You know, 2-out hitting is a measurable. We talk about analytics earlier in the broadcast. That's one of those things. How many runs, how many hits can you get with 2 outs to make your offense effective?
Ball 4 up and away to Lindsey. And that is the 3rd straight base runner to reach with 2 outs against Keegan Tal.
Yeah, this is going to be big right here with Humphreys coming up. We've seen had 9 RBIs in the state tournament in the first 3 games. Of course, 6 in the first game. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner coming in for Mason Lindsey right here.
Yeah, that's going to be Cannon Fowler, the freshman, getting in some action. 9th grader.
Think he knows a little bit of baseball?
If he's from Taylor, I'd argue that he probably does.
Yeah, Coach Fowler's son coming in. He's been around the program a little bit. Bat boy the last 2 years. in the state championship game. Now you got runners first and second. Humphrey's up, your RBI guy in the 3-hole or 4 cleanup hitter.
Something to keep an eye on. If Taylor's able to score 4 more runs in this inning, it's a run rule win.
That's right, and it's something that, look, their first 3 games in the state tournament all ended by run rule. So it's what Taylor's wanting to do, shorten that game.
Humphrey's been disarmed the last 2 times with a couple of strikeouts, but those were both against Jacob Carlton. He waves and misses against Tao here.
Humphreys is a low ball hitter. We've seen him struggle with it up in the zone a little bit. If he can get something down where he can drive, get in his legs, that's where he's the most effective at, JB.
Which is a good point you make. It's kind of uncharacteristic of a big power guy. A lot of times they like it belt high and above, but if you can get a guy like him that can hit low like that, if he can adjust and start hitting a little bit better on the top part, get a chance to drive something. They tried to throw behind the runner at second base at Aycock, but he jumped and headed to third immediately on the throw from the catcher, and he moves to third.
Yeah, that was one thing that Coach Fowler had told his guys, especially his speed guys, look, you get far enough to where they throw behind you, you can get to third base.
But you got to go immediately, and you can't
exactly.
balk on
Don't think about it, just go. No, don't think about it, just react.
And that's exactly what happened. Hitters count for Humphreys, misses upstairs, and it's ball 4. Bases are juiced, and now Tucker Smith's the winning run at the plate.
That's exactly right. You got the bases loaded right here for Tal. Just like we mentioned earlier in the inning, 2 quick outs. You got Barton and Jones, the 8 and 9 hitters. Then you get to the top of the lineup. Struggling a little bit right now with his command, as we see on the screen right here. 6 walks by the Eagles pitching staff between Carlton and Towle, and then you add 3 more hit by pitch. 9 free bases so far by the Eagle pitching staff.
Westside has had their chances offensively. They've left a lot of runners aboard as Tucker Smith fouls the first pitch off out of play down the first base line. That's one thing, if Westside's not able to win this game, they can look back knowing they had opportunities, just were unable to capitalize. They've left 10 runners aboard this game thus far.
Yeah, we know 2 innings they've had bases loaded. That's just one thing you look back and say, what if? We see it right there.
They've actually out-hit Taylor
Absolutely.
7-6. But in the column that matters most, they trail 8-2.
Yeah, great job by Tal right there, getting 0-2, getting ahead of Smith right here. Got your 5-hole hitter up.
Smith trying to protect Tower, desperately wanting the out, but he misses upstairs. Good take. That one not as close or as enticing for Smith to offer at. But a lot of times it's a setup pitch. You're just trying to get their eye level changed just a little bit.
Change that eye level.
1-2. Downstairs, but Smith was on it. Hey, that's a pitcher's pitch. Smith did a good job of fighting off.
Great 2-strike approach right there by Smith at the plate. We talk about eye level change. He went up and away, but he was down and away that point right there. You want to come kind of down and in on that righty right there to kind of jam him up.
1-2. Popped up. Shallow center field. Enzer comes in near the edge of the infield grass. And that will retire the sides. So Taylor leaves them loaded in the 5th. Only 6 outs with which to work for Westside. They trail 8-2. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
We are so lucky to count on you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's really terribly kind of you.
We are just, beyond grateful for the support that we get.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
This is one thankful count.
I need you to see something.
So pleased to hear that.
Finally, some good news. Some people spend a lifetime trying to find someone like you. This is a future we are more than happy to embrace.
I've never felt a love so strong in my entire life.
I promise you, this is something that they're not going to be able to ignore.
We loved it.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Southern Loft is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports and our Arkansas student athletes. Located at 3155 North College Avenue, Suite 102 in Fayetteville, Southern Loft, a different kind of furniture store. For more information, visit mysouthernloft.com.
To the top of the 6th we go. Westside, top of the lineup. This is the part that they want to do some damage with. Brooks Hip, Keegan Tao, Jacob Carlton, the top three to do up. Chandler Smith bats if anybody reaches. Kason Anders out for his second full inning of work. And misses up and away to begin the top of the 6th. Taylor on top, 8-2, looking for a three-peat. First time in school history to do so, and Westside looking for their first ever state title in school history. Got a lot of work to do against the sophomore Kason Anders. It's a hitter's count, though, to Hip as he takes the first two out of the zone.
Yeah, Hip 2 for 2 on the day, walked his last time up, scored that first run in the second inning to get Westside going.
Off speed, drops in there, bottom part of the zone, catches the knees. It's 2-1 to Brooks Hip. Hip's had a pretty good day, 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. He's also been walked intentionally. Takes a big rip at that high fastball, and he fouls it straight back.
Great job by Anders working back right here. Started out 2-0 count, was able to get strike on the 2-0, give him the foul off. Now we're back even.
Hip waits from Anders. That one's driven into center field, but he got under it a good bit. Can of corn for Austin Aycock, and the leadoff batter is gone in the 6th.
We talked about it, JB. Anders is going to induce a lot of fly balls. Of the 4 outs he's gotten so far, 2 of them have been fly outs to center field. Westside's got to be more disciplined at the plate right here. Drive the ball, don't get under it. It's very easy to do. It's got that little break in it.
So Westside down to their final 5 outs of the season. Keegan Tao steps in, rips that one towards the 6th hole. It's past the diving shortstop, Jacob Vandenberg, and a 1-out single for the pitcher, Keegan Tao.
That's exactly what Tao needed to do. He didn't go after it. He let it come to him. Good job driving the baseball right there through the 6th hole.
Anders let that over the plate just a little bit too much, and Tao didn't try to do too much with it.
Yeah, Taylor's had the game plan just about every inning to go away from the righties. That one caught a little too much of the plate. Now you got the big man Carlton coming up.
There's a guy that has really struggled, at least in terms of this game. 3 straight pop-ups, and he hits one to short here. Vandenberg will get the lead out at first. They try to turn 2, but not in time. Carlton beats it out, bang, bang at first, but 2 are gone on the 6-4 fielder's choice ground out.
Yeah, that was really the closest play we've had over there at first. John Hannon, this is his 6th state final to work over there, the umpire at first base. Hannon, a veteran of the game, so first really close play we've had over there at first base. Carlton beats it out.
Here's Chandler Smith. He drove in the first run of the game for Westside. He's 2 for 3 today with a couple of 2-baggers. 4 outs to go, barring a run rule in the bottom of the 6th, of course.
That's exactly right.
Chandler Smith, the senior backstop for Westside. Could be facing his final at bat of his high school career. He pops this one up, foul ground outside third, up against the third base dugout. Nice play from Aiden Hosley, and the inning is over. 1 aboard and left on for Westside. Taylor comes to bat in the bottom of the 6th. They lead 8-2. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For more than 50 years, Arkansas PBS has been a trusted resource. Our high-quality programs are seen by viewers in every corner of our state, making on-air sponsorship a solid investment. Aligning your business with Arkansas PBS offers a powerful blend of community engagement, corporate philanthropy, and cause marketing. And our viewers remember and appreciate businesses that support our programs. Contact us today for more information on sponsorship opportunities.
This is the PBS app, ready for you when you want to watch full episodes of your favorites. Stream anytime, anywhere with the free PBS app.
1, 2, 3, turn it up! Let's go!
As the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider for Razorback Athletics, UAMS Health provides orthopedic care, sports medicine expertise, therapy and support to athletic programs, organizations, and events across the state. UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine with conveniently located clinics in Central Arkansas or Northwest Arkansas.
Well, we're glad you're with us here for the 1A state title game. JB Brazil alongside Kevin Bohannon and the rest of our Arkansas PBS sports crew. It's coming down to the wire. 8-2 Tigers on top of the Eagles. Taylor will bring up the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the bottom of the 6th against Keegan Towle out for his second inning of work. It'll be Downs, Hosley, and Barton. Jasper Jones bats if anybody reaches. The first pitch from Towle, you see that? It kind of caught in between the elbow and the waist there. It's a hit by pitch, but Downs kind of caught that baseball with his elbow. Quite literally, he trapped it in between there.
Chicken winged it.
That's right, chicken wing.
Yep, so that's the 10th free pass today. Given up by Westside. That's one of the things. Double digits left on base, double digit free passes. Tough to win.
You said it. I mean, that's been the problem. Too many free passes and then not able to drive in runs when it matters. Westside certainly had their opportunities. They'll look back if this ends up going the other way, knowing they had chances. Taylor on the other side, they've come through a lot of 2-out base hits for Taylor. Done a really good job of working counts, and it's what's led to an 8-2 advantage. Aiden Hosley lays down a bunt right back to the pitcher. Got a chance to get the lead out. They will. They try to turn 2, but not in time. Hosley's good speed beats it out at first, but he bunted it too strongly back to the pitcher, and Towle got the lead out at second base.
That's exactly right. Hosley wanted to get it down the line right there. Of course, Towle plays middle infield, plays third base. He's used to popping off the mound. Really good defender right there. You got to get it on the other side. Kind of gave it a little too much give right there.
You could tell a little bit of that push. That got it too far out to the pitcher, and that's where you want to kind of let that bat come back a little bit. Get it out, but then once you start getting the ball in, almost like you're receiving a
That's exactly
pass.
right, like you're catching it.
Catching it, yeah.
A lot of the times you'll practice with lacrosse nets. That's a good way to practice.
Wade Barton standing in now, takes that one downstairs. Runner stays put at first base. Barton on the day is 0 for 3, but he's put the ball in play. A couple of ground outs and a line out to second.
You know, Coach Fowler's shaking his head right now. We talked about the backstop. It's not very deep, but you can definitely get out. You know, if it gets away left or right of the catcher, you can get a bag.
Fastball strike on the inner half there to Barton. Towle's got good velocity on his fastball for a sophomore.
Yeah, he does. That's like I said, good base, good legs. He's going to be a guy that throws in the upper 80s. He's got a real clean arm action.
Hitters count, though, now to Barton. They'll get a chance to dig in with a runner at first and one gone. Jasper Jones, the 9-hole hitter. We've talked a lot of praise on Jones. It's a good bat in that 9-hole spot. Waiting on deck.
Good pitch right there by Towle, upper part of the zone. Make sure that Smith stays down back there. You don't want to pop up too high in front of the view of the umpire.
Fastball upstairs, drawing the free pass now is Barton. Runner took off to second, didn't matter. 2 aboard now for Jasper Jones, the Tiger left fielder.
Jones scored 2 runs first time in the second inning. Scored his second run in the 4th inning today. He's taking advantage. Flew out to right field his last time up.
Swings at the first pitch here and drives it into right field. Medium depth coming over his strain. He makes the catch for out number 2. Tagging and moving up to third, however, is Hosley. And then on the throw to third base, Barton takes second.
Yeah, really good job of base running right there by Barton, the designated hitter. He wanted to make sure the throw went through to third base. Right fielder right there, and he's come up. Look, that's a tough throw to make. Get it to your cutoff man and cut that run down at second. Really good job by Barton right there. Good heads-up base running.
So now the top of the lineup, Waddell, I'd be shocked if they don't intentionally walk him, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Waddell intentionally walked for the second I guess that's the first time.
Yeah, it's his first time, yeah.
Yeah.
The other intentional walk around, we get hip. Both leadoff hitters.
Both guys.
Yep.
Both lefties, yeah.
Yep. Both that have had a couple of hits in the game as well. So now you got Austin Aycock, who's had a great day at the plate, only made one out.
Aycock 1 for 2 officially, been hit by a pitch twice, a single driven in a run. He represents the winning run at the plate. If he were to score, it would be a run rule. Takes a strike on the outer bottom part of the zone.
A lot of traffic on the bases today for Westside pitching. A lot of high leverage situations, as we talked about.
That one misses upstairs to even the count. Boy, Westside, if they're going to have a chance to come back, they got 3 outs with which to work. They need to keep it an 8-2 ball game. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. That was a big hack from Aycock. Good cut, but wasn't able to hit it smoothly.
Yeah, and Aycock knows it. Very disciplined hitter. That may have been a little out of the zone, a little bit out of what he wanted to do, trying to do too much.
He'll have to protect here. Rips that one. Base hit left field. That'll score 1 run. They'll wave home another. The throw to the plate is offline. 2-run single for Austin Aycock. And Taylor's on top 10-2.
Yeah, great hit right there. 2-strike pitch, just caught a little too much of the plate. Solid line drive to left field right there. The secondary lead by by Barton right there. Great secondary lead, allowed him to get a chance to get around third to score that 10th run of the ball game.
And so now the winning run for Taylor on the wild pitch will be in scoring position. So now Lindsey's a base hit away from ending the ball game.
See if they walk him right here, because nothing against Mason Lindsey. He doesn't matter right now.
That's right. It's a runner at second that matters.
That winning run's at second base.
Seemingly they're going to pitch to Lindsey. He's doubled and scored a run, and he rips one foul down the third baseline. Got a good barrel, does Lindsey.
Yeah,
barreled that one up.
We saw back in his third at bat, or excuse me, his third at bat of the game, back in the 4th inning, that double down the left field line.
The 0-1's a strike on the outer half. Good pitch from Towle, and he's ahead 0-2.
Yeah, and they're set up on the inner third on Lindsey too. They're going to challenge him. They're going to come right after him.
Got to protect the plate. Curveball. Strike 3 called. Lindsey caught looking at the letters. Towle gets the out, but the Eagles are down to their final 3 outs. They got to have 8 to keep their season alive to the 7th. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
It's primetime on your time. Get more of your primetime favorites each weekday starting at 1:30 following our PBS Kids programs. Catch up on all the programs you love, including Exploring Arkansas, Nature, Antiques Roadshow, Arkansas Week, British Favorites, Mysteries, and more, beginning at 1:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. See the full schedule and all the ways to watch at myarkansaspbs.org/watch.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
There's this extraterrestrial quality to sperm whales.
Join me, and together we'll turn back the pages of Earth's past to reveal the amazing wonders beneath our feet.
There's a lot more going on behind the scenes than you might expect.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
We never gonna stop.
For a copy of any of the state championship games, go to mnmproductions.net to place your order. Mason Woolbright and his staff do a great job at mnmproductions.net.
Westside got 3 outs with which to work. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up. Hewitt, Injur, and Hip. They need 8 runs. Kevin, hey, it's not unheard of, but they certainly got their work cut out for them.
Absolutely. You know, One at a time. That's what that's what Shane Davis is telling his team right now. One at a time. That's all we can do, boys.
Hewitt, the junior, steps in 1 for 3 today with a double. He drove in the second run of the game. First pitch swinging, and he skies it harmlessly into center field for out number 1 on the catch from Austin Aycock.
Yeah, Aycock out there done a great job patrolling the big green ocean at UCA Bear Stadium today, and nothing's going to get by him. You'll see some really good center fielders this weekend, JB.
No question. Aycock got the no-fly zone out there in center field. We'll have a pinch hitter. It'll be Anthony Antonassi, the freshman for Westside, batting with the bases empty and 1 gone against Kason Anders.
Good looking freshman. They I don't know what they're feeding them boys up at Greer's Ferry.
Antonassi, a part-time starter, had a huge hit in the district semis, but coach said he may not be playing. They may not be in the state title game if it weren't for his 2-out hitting with 2 strikes. But he waves and misses here for out number 2, and Taylor is 1 out away from a 3-peat in the state title game.
First baseman Bo Hill.
Having been in this situation before, JB, this is when the nerves really kind of, I don't care if you're up by 8, 4, 2, 1, you know, it's always hardest to get the last out of the ball game.
Bo Hip represents the final hope for Westside. Greer's Ferry Hip, the Eagle first baseman. Anders with a 1-0 pitch. Popped up. That should do it on the infield. Who wants it? Anders, the pitcher, makes the catch, and Taylor has done it. They are back-to-back state champions in the state of Arkansas. 10-2 the final, and Taylor with a dog pile on top of the 1A world.
And that's what you love to see, JB. Of course, Coach Brian Fowler getting his 5th state title as a head coach. Get to share it with your son this year, and now the dog pile in the field. It's always fun. Pop up to the catcher. Mason Lindsay already threw his glove. He knew it was out 3. The Tigers, like you said, on top of the 1A mountain for the 3rd consecutive year.
Waylon Waddell, the starter, handed off to the sophomore Kason Anders, and fitting for Anders to record the final out. We will step aside, get you set for the trophy presentation and final stats. Tigers are, for the 3rd time in a row, the state champions in the 1A division, 10-2 over Westside. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. But left, everybody!
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Southern Loft is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS. It is our mission to tell your story by adding color with our furniture. And that's why Southern Loft is a different kind of furniture store. For more information, go to mysouthernloft.com.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family. And part of taking care of them is using a bank that takes care of us. That's why I use Centennial Bank. a strong institution for an uncertain economy. I know them and I trust them. They have a strong financial foundation, which means that my money and our future is never in doubt. Life is busy, and there's plenty of things to worry about. My bank isn't one of them.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Vaping costs over $1,500 a year. So if you vape, there goes that new gaming system. Or that new mountain bike. Escape the vape. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryan. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryan. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Let's go! There's a look at the 1A state champions, the Taylor Tigers. 3 straight years on top of the 1A mountain, as you mentioned. JB Brazil alongside Kevin Bohannon. The Tigers, I tell you, Kevin, they're turning into a little perennial powerhouse down there in the south.
Yeah, the 8 region down there, of course, Woodlawn in Class 2A, Taylor in Class 1A, their 8th state championship overall. First time they've gotten a three-peat. That third time was the charm for them. They went 04, 05, of course, 08, 09, mixed another one in 13. And then the last 3 years, Coach Brian Fowler, Austin Aycock, your MVP of the game. Just an outstanding performance by this Taylor Tiger squad.
He played his tail off. Aycock, well-deserved MVP. Westside, second time ever making it to the state title game. They finished the state runner-up. Just so close, but Taylor was too much for them today. Let's take a look back, Kevin. Run us through our highlights. There was a lot to look forward to. Taylor's bats came to life, but it was a fun afternoon of baseball.
Yeah, that's exactly right. First inning, of course, Taylor, Westside led off. Brooks Hip got a double to start the game, but it was all Taylor in the first inning. They get 2 runs in the top of the first. Waddell and Aycock scored. Of course, Waddell led off with a single, then followed by Aycock. Go 2-0, and then Waylon Waddell went to work right there. Waddell, of course, got a really good steal at third base. Overthrow at third leads him to score. That was his. That was in the 4th inning right there to give Taylor a 4-0 lead. Hosley with the big catch up against the fence, and then Taylor just kept putting the pressure on right there. After it was 3-2, they never let up. The Tigers end up winning by 10-2. Kason Anders catching the final pop-up right there to end the ball game, and then the best scene in high school baseball, the dog pile on the field, JB.
Boy, it's the best feeling. That's what you all play it for right there, the best moment. Taylor on top, 10-2. Stick around with us for the 1 o'clock game. It'll be softball. Taylor in Scranton. Taylor
That's
a chance to win again. It's going to be a fun broadcast there. Join Sydney and Dorian at 1 o'clock. First pitch over at the softball complex. Got a lot of really good games in store today for a baseball to follow, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So stick around for that. But until then, that's going to do it for us. So for my partner, Kevin Bohannon, and the rest of our Arkansas PBS Sports crew, I'm JB Brazil saying so long from Bear Stadium, where Taylor knocks off Westside 10-2. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State and Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.